American people that never got to see the crazy lesbian who existed until this point.
Like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really great, and I can't wait to start watching Crystal this summer. So
You
They're cousins,
naive
guys.
fucking kid.
I watched it while I was a child.
So did I. An
I
older
d-
child, but still.
I didn't understand. I don't remember any Sailor Moon. Like, I remember Zero, and I'm really upset about that because I just remember it being good.
everybody
So-
loves Sailor Moon. It's that's just how it is. I think everybody, no matter who you are, loves Sailor Moon for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
I don't even remember it, but I remember loving it.
I don't love
like-
Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Uranus.
Oh boy.
Boobs.
I love
Anyways,
Sailor Uranus too, Justin. It's just that picture of the cat that says heavy breathing.
other news to talk about is that Toonami will be 3 years old. Toonami came out on May 26, 2012, and it's got a very strong running on Adult Swim. So far, it's been great. In fact, they're planning to show the Cooler movie, I think, this Saturday, the Return of Cooler. So,
Sweet.
happy birthday to Toonami for 3 years. I want to say 3 years now.
Let's say 3 years. Why not?
Millennial bullshit.
Awesome. That's great news.
Yeah, and was there anything else, guys, that was big this month?
I don't know, obviously.
Okay. Well, other than that, Sailor Moon, and happy birthday to Tommy. Let's get into the anime that we've been watching. Do you guys mind if I go first, or does somebody want to take
No,
priority?
Greg, please be my guest.
All right, guys. I actually have some really interesting stuff to talk about. I watched all of Gundam Build Fighters, and this show was absolutely amazing. It's basically the fan service of Gundams from any series of Gundam. It was absolutely amazing. For what the show is actually about is that a kid named Sei lives with his mom, and they build Gunpal, which is Gundam plastic models, but it's said as Gunpal in Japan. And the Gunpal can come to life using a machine. I can't remember the name of the machine. Persky particles I think they're called. But basically, the models can come to life, and you can actually control and fight them on arenas. Sei is a really good Gundam model builder. His dad won second in the world tournament, and he kind of wants to follow in his dad's footsteps. And one day, a kid named Reiji appears, and he kind of helps him out. And the next thing you know, he's like in his house, and he eventually becomes interested in Gunpal just like Sei is, and they end up trying to work together to win the tournament. There's a lot more details than that, but I'm trying not to be like super spoilery about it because it's a really good show. But it's fantastic. Like from the beginning to end, I could name like all the Gundams. Like you had Gundams from G Gundam. You had like the first episode there was Gundam Wing. You had Sailor Gundam, which is from G Gundam as well. They had Gundam Baxter, which was hilarious. You had the Gundams from Gundam 00. Exio was in there. It was awesome. They had the original Gundam series. They had the Zaku mobile suit. They just anything Gundam you could possibly think of from any of the series was shoved into this show. Even characters from the different shows, like in the crowds, if you paid really close attention, you'd be able to see like the different main characters in the crowd. It was absolutely amazing how this is like the ultimate fan service Gundam show. I wanted something like this where like all the characters from the different shows like managed to come to one world and fight in like their respective Gundams, but this works equally as well as like this outside like force plays with Gundam models, and the whole world is like obsessed with Gundam and fighting each other and just fighting out in like giant arenas. And they even had like different maps that they were playing on from different shows. It was downright awesome.
Cool. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you played Custom Robo?
Me, no.
Okay, but you know about it, right?
I think I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna ask if it's kind of like that, because that's what it sounds like, but in anime.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I mean, you'd have to watch it for yourself. But I really like the concept of this show for exactly what it is. It's a fan service Gundam show, and they definitely did a good job of incorporating like this modern era story.
So, are there like a bunch of hot upskirt Gundam shots? Is that like...
No, not that type of fan service. I know.
I know.
I knew that was going to
pull
happen.
a Rika. Damn it.
Oh, you're talking about Rika Say's mom?
Oh yeah.
That butt.
Anyway,
But yeah, and like I actually did some research about where this Gundam took place, like in the Gundam universe, and I actually found out some really interesting things about the Gundam universe as an entirety. Because I'm going to watch all the Gundams. I'm not even joking. Because I've watched Gundam 00, I've watched G Gundam, I've watched Gundam Wing, I've now watched Gundam Build Fighters, which they are making a season 2 of. And now I want to go back and watch the original Gundam, and then watch all the way through Universal Century, which is the original Gundam, all the way up through Gundam Wing, which is actually after Colony. And then you have Future Century, which is G Gundam. And then you have shoot, there's more. I can't remember
Seed?
the names.
letter
See-
then Gundam.
Seed takes place in Cosmic Century, I believe, which is a spin-off timeline of Universal Century. In fact, everything after Universal Century pretty much is a spin-off timeline of Universal Century, except for one of them, which is
G Gundam.
Well, G Gundam's Future Century, which kind of is not, well, is a spin-off, but it takes some things. I was speaking of the
Unicorn?
no, Unicorn is actually part of Universal Century. It's the last OVA for Universal Century. Which I did not know. I thought Unicorn was actually a spin-off series. Fun fact. I can't remember it. Let me Google it real quick. Somebody fill air, please.
So about that new Gundam game coming out while we're talking about Gundam.
Well, fuck
that dinosaur.
Gundam video games. What about your favorite Gundam? What's your favorite Gundam?
Well, fuck
robot?
you, Alex.
What's your favorite Gundam, guys?
Series or like
Let's
Gundam
say
Gundam?
series.
Series.
G Gundam.
You like G Gundam? Really, Ned? That's
I
awesome.
like G
Really?
Gundam.
I don't hear
Gundam's-
people say they
God
like very
Gundam.
much.
Is Zoids like an acceptable answer?
No. Even though I kind of want to rewatch it.
You are excommunicated now.
I was about to say I like the chaotic century. That's the best century.
Zoids is so dumb, but like in the best way.
Oh yeah.
All right, I found it. So it's Future Century, which goes through. Yeah, no, good. G Gundam's really good. Future Century goes all the way up through. It doesn't actually tell you right off the bat which ones are in it. All right, but yeah, it goes all the way up through Unicorn, I believe. And then you have Future Century, which is Mobile Fighter G Gundam, and then After Colony, which is Gundam Wing. After War is an apocalypse world where you have Gundam X, and then you have two other Gundam X, and then the biggest Gundam X one is the new type Warrior Gundam, which adds a brand new Gundam into the timeline. And then you have Correct Century, which is a separate show entirely of the Gundam universe, where Gundams aren't built in space, they're built on Earth. And then you have Cosmic Era, which takes place with Gundam Universe. Cosmic Era, I think, was Seed, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Gundam
so
Seed.
there's a bunch of Gundams.
Yeah, and then you have Ano Daimo, which is Gundam 00, and then you have Advanced Generation.
Yeah, I played that video game, Advanced Generation.
Which
Some
is
kind
a
of-
whole bunch of other Gundams. So
Those are the Mega Man games that take place on the DS, right? It's a
Yeah.
joke, guys.
But I found it really interesting. It was just to learn about that, and then to watch these Gundams fight it out like in this show it's a really interesting experience. So, yeah, Gundam build
So
fighters.
you can't see my eyes, but they're all squiggly right now. They're
Why?
just in a circular motion.
Are you drunk on water?
Are you excited about this idea of Gundams fighting Gundams?
Where all the universes and that stuff.
This is more complicated than the Zola timeline.
Yeah.
The Gundam universe timeline is very complicated. Yes, it is.
So where does the best series SD come in?
Oh
never.
my god, I would
Even though
kill
they
you.
do have SD Gundams in Gundam Build Fighter, which was kind of hilarious.
Oh
I want
god,
to kill you.
I was joking that if anybody actually says that's their favorite, then they have no right to watch anything Gundam related ever again.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
make me proud.
my love for giant robots is all of Gundam. So,
I got you.
but continuing on, so because I went on a tangent there, sorry guys. Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is an awesome show. Basically, what Black Lagoon is about, to give you kind of like a first episode overview, is that a guy named Reiji Okajima he's working in Japan, and he has an average job. He doesn't do much. He kind of just bows and goes on deliveries and things like that. And one day he's told to take a delivery through the South China Sea. He's on a boat, and next thing you know, he's being attacked by pirates who then take him hostage. And in the end, he kind of like gets screwed over by his work, and they kind of like say that he's dead already, and the fact that like his family will be told that he's dead, and because they're not gonna like really give the pirates any money because he's a hostage. And so, like, even when they finally come and like do like a small trade for something, I forget what it was, they're like, "Hey, get in the car, let's go." And he's like, "Nah," and he's like, "All right," and so he ends up joining the pirates. He ends up joining the pirates called Black Lagoon, and it consists of a African American man named Dutch, a crazy girl with a gun, two guns, named Revy, and I forget what the last guy's name is. I didn't want to say Paul, but it's really interesting because once he joins up with Black Lagoon, he really understands like the criminal underworld of Ruranaper, which is a small port that the Japanese used to use back in World War II, which was then converted in kind of this criminal underground after they left, and it consists of like the mafia, like the Shanghai Triad, and like Hotel Moscow, and like different like Cuban gangs and things like that. And it's just really interesting to see how this guy that doesn't really fit in here kind of interacts with the people of this world that he's joined in. And like some crazy shit happens. Like there is a lot of death and blood in this show, and cursing. There's a lot of cursing. It's
Cursing.
yeah, no, there's a lot. And it's a really dark anime. Like it's really dark.
Well, it is called Black Lagoon.
But it takes you to a very dark place. I'm ignoring Justin because of what he said.
No, please, that is the best policy in this situation.
But no, wait, no. Before you keep going, I have a really another serious question. I swear.
Another serious question. Okay.
Alright.
Is there a creature of some sort?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Shut up.
Does it come from the show? Does it come out of your TV like The Grudge or The Ring or whatever?
No, but like you really, like there's some fucked up shit that happens in the show. Like there's a violent torture and just brutal murder, but it's all in the purpose of just showing you how bad this place is, but how messed up. They call him Rock eventually. His name's Reiji, but they eventually start calling him Rock for whatever reason. It's just, and it's just really, really interesting. I found myself wanting to watch just every episode forever because of how well the show was done, and by the end of it, like there's a point where like, oh, he's going to die, and then like they do something to totally change it, and then they kind of bring you back and forth. So it definitely takes you to a place where I don't know if you would like it, Alex, but it's pretty.
It sounds interesting, at least. I might give it a shot.
I'm trying to be less spoilerly about things, because I've done it in the past. I've realized.
Understandable.
Yeah, so
You
if
gotta
you,
get in the habit of it.
yeah, so I'm trying not to be, so people can look at it and say, "Oh, that was really good."
You posted the picture. I'm sorry.
What?
You should check the Malicious Pod Twitter, Greg.
Oh, God damn it!
What else did you watch, Greg?
Where the fuck is this?
Captain Earth.
Yeah, Captain Earth. Justin is losing his shit right now.
Yep.
I can't even.
Don't worry about Justin.
Captain Earth. Now, this show has gotten real interesting. I mentioned it last episode that it's basically it's a mecha anime, but the way that they're taking this show, I can't really explain it because of it gets complicated. But basically, the boy in the show, I forget what his name is. I'm sorry. He's now part of the organization that owns the robot. I can't remember what his name is. Again, I'm sorry, guys.
Captain Earth isn't like the robot Captain Earth, or is the person piloting the robot Captain Earth?
The person piloting the robot is Captain Earth, and they own something called the Live Blaster, which is basically like this gun that is also the key to start up the robot, the mech.
So it's about Daiichi, excuse me.
Daiichi, that's what it was. Thank you for
So where's Captain Fire, Captain
Sorry.
Water?
Shut up. You did this last month, Nep. You can't do it 2 episodes in a row.
Yes, I can.
But at this point, like, he's met up with the people that I talked about before, where he met them in the past, and they're kind of chilling. And now all of a sudden they're living in his uncle's house together. So that's interesting. There's actually a scene where one of the girls that's kind of clueless and has no clue, like, what
Aloof is what we call her.
aloof. She kind of just walks out naked after like getting out of the bathroom. It was really funny.
Seems good.
But he's fighting these people from apparently the moon, who are actually controlled by the people on Earth, some organization on Earth, and apparently they really, really want to eat people on Earth.
Man, fuck this show.
You had Alex hooked.
You
the
did.
Whole
You
time
honestly
until you
had-
said that.
Like, this
They
show
wa-
looked awesome, and he fucking went and said that shit.
They want to. They apparently want like a food source of people.
Of
It's
course
weird.
they do.
Alex,
I mean,
heart. Heart,
Fuck.
Alex, heart.
Heart! Oh, no.
And I was thinking that this was going to be another Iron Sky, but in anime form.
No, but
just
they haven't
Full Metal
eaten anybody
Alchemist.
yet, Alex. I'll tell you once they do. But
Okay.
so far, it's been pretty tame. But just overall, like the setup for this show is fairly interesting, and I'm can't wait to watch more of it. Me and Silver PR are actually like every week kind of talking about it. But yeah, and now my final anime is Nep. You might want to help me on this one.
What?
What is that H?
Hentai?
Fuck you.
Yeah, Greg, why didn't you just write hentai in your fucking Google Doc?
Yeah, let me put that in there. Hold up, black.
Black, Bible, black.
Oh, Haganai.
Haganai. So I started watching this because I wanted to.
Yeah, that's the nickname of the show.
I know what the full name of the show is.
It's
Like,
long as fuck.
it's really, really long. It's something about friends. And,
Yeah,
Something about friends
I
and
have
friendship.
few friends. Is the
yeah, I have a few
translation.
friends or something like that. But it's a really interesting show. I'm like 4 episodes into it or 5 episodes into it. Basically, what happens is this guy transfers to a new school. And he accidentally, well, he didn't accidentally do anything. He was just really late because he got on the wrong bus. And he walks in and he's just like really just out of breath, and he accidentally kind of like moves forward too quickly, and it looks like he's about to attack the teacher, and he already kind of looks scary as is, and so everybody starts spreading this rumor like he's really mean, and he's a bad guy, or he'll shake you down, and so anytime anybody meets him, they immediately run away, or like if he wants to talk to him, they start like giving him their wallets and stuff.
Kind of like the one guy from Kids on the Slope.
In a way, yeah, but he doesn't want to be known as that guy because it was just a mistake, and he just looks scary.
Mm-hmm.
But so like one day he's just walking by a classroom, and there's this girl in it, and she's kind of just talking, and he's like, wait, is she just talking to herself? And then he walks into the room, and he's like, nobody's here, it's just you. And she's like, yeah, no, it was my invisible friend. Like, she's trying to play it off as like she was talking to somebody invisible. And so they just, like, end up starting to talk to each other. And it eventually gets to the point where like they're talking about friends, and like, why don't you try to make some friends, and back and forth. And she all of a sudden gets this idea and walks away. And the next day, she's like, we didn't want to join a club. Like, now she's using we, like we're together. So I created a club, and they call it the Neighbors Club. And she made this like really complicated poster where like she wrote like a weird thing, but like diagonally, if you read it, it says, "We're looking for friends." And so these people start appearing that say that they've seen that message in the poster, and like they join the Neighbors Club in this way, like looking to be friends with other people.
That's how it works.
Yeah, it's really weird, but like
Coded messages, man.
I mean, the show is fan servicey. It's very fan servicey, but they're really not afraid. I guess they have licenses with people. Like, there's been an episode where they legitimately say, "Let's play with our PSPs," or there's a PS3 in the room and they're playing a video game.
It's alright, Sony fucking has video game machines in House of Cards, so it's not like it's foreign to them to pimp
It
their
was really
brand.
strange though, because this is the first anime where like they haven't tried to like use some dumb name to like replace it.
Like, cut it out while they're saying it. Like,
No,
Yeah,
or just
stop.
like say like some other dumb name, like this is my
Pocket Boy.
PZP or something like that.
yeah.
So that, it was really interesting. And so far, like the character involvements and everything are really cool. The main character's has a sister, and she really likes this one anime, so she like cosplays as she's at home, and she's like, she thinks she's a vampire, and it's really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cute. And so I really enjoy the show as of right now. It's kind of like this like awkward, hey, we're not actually all friends, we just kind of associate here, but we're going to be friends eventually anyways. There's two new characters that have recently joined the show. One is completely a trap kid. It's so fucking funny. Like, there's a point where he's dressed up in a maid outfit and everything. It made me laugh.
That sounds pretty classic.
It's pretty funny.
So many traps.
And now there's like this perverted scientist that's joined the club. So
Well, I mean, that's so uncommon.
it's a woman.
Universe.
But the show is pretty great. I can't wait to watch more of it.
Hang on.
And for any astute listener, you would know I covered the manga more than once now.
There you go. I feel like, yeah, I thought I had heard it before, so.
Yeah.
Um,
And the Air Friend is totally a thing. They actually visually show you what she looks like in the manga.
oh, weird.
Well, they didn't do that in the anime. But
Yep, I know. I saw both.
Nope,
Okay.
he's that manga elitist. Is that what you've been watching, Greg?
Yeah.
All right. I can go next. I watched a fuck ton of things.
You watch things?
I watched. If you
Two things don't count as a lot.
if you'll allow it, Lord Greg.
Sure.
I finished watching that episode of Mecha Q City Actors that then I was talking about last month. Yeah, that episode got real fucking weird. Like, literally the moment after I had stopped watching. Basically, I told you about it. It's like this kid. He hadn't left his house for 2 years. And he had 2 years prior, just by happenstance, gotten this AI program that appeared as like a cute little girl that would talk to him and keep him company. So when he leaves the house, he's carrying her around on his phone, and he goes to the mall to buy a keyboard because he broke his keyboard because he's stupid, or because he's kind of a klutz. And of course, like, terrorists attack the mall and take him hostage with a bunch of other people. And he meets some weird characters that seem to be completely overconfident about the situation. And some weird shit starts happening, like TVs start falling on people, and they seem to be totally relaxed, and then all of a sudden he's not bound and tied anymore, and he plugs his phone into the computers because it's like a tech shop, and then his like little AI program gets in all of the computers and all of the TV screens, and then the episode ended. So I haven't gone back to it yet, but I definitely really want to. I just had been watching a bunch of other things this past month. Let's talk about Sword Art Online, because I watched all of that.
Oh, you finally watched that show.
I had been meaning to. I still mean to watch Phantom Requiem, even though Nep says I never will.
You never will.
Just like Free.
Just like Free. So I plan on watching that next month. So what do you guys want to know about Sword Art?
Bullshit.
What did you think about it, Alex?
I loved it. I adored it.
Yeah, I figured.
I think it was pretty safe to say, like, after the first couple of episodes, because I had only watched the first episode before last month, but when I heard Justin kind of talking about it, and I heard that, like, you get out of the game at some point. This is going to be a spoiler conversation for people who don't know. Like, I didn't know that. That's why I kind of, after that point, I said, hey, Justin, let's hold off on the details. But yeah, I really liked it. The reason I liked it was because at its core it was a love story and nothing else, nothing more, nothing less, nothing more. And I am what would qualify as a hopeless romantic. So that stuff is really, really, big draw for me. I was not expecting it either, because they kind of don't really build to it until about 9 episodes in. But yeah, I really liked how it was formatted. I was kind of glad, like, the Sword Art arc, instead of kind of focusing on progress, they focused on these really interesting stories in this psychological experiment that the game ended up being, which I thought was, like, that's the smartest way to do it. And then they kind of flip-flopped that in the latter half of the show, which I think the latter half is weaker than the first, but I still really liked it.
I was going to say that was going to be my next question. Which game, I guess you could say, did you like more?
I think, like, the reason I liked the Sword Art arc more was because that was a game that I would want to play.
So you would like to be trapped in a game like that?
I mean, there's an interesting kind of aspect to that, because they totally downplay it, but there's, like, the reality that in kind of all of them, there's a big part of everyone in that world that doesn't want to leave. And they downplay that really well to this, like, that's, I think, why they focused on characters in that arc instead of, progress and them fighting their way out.
Yep.
Because the reality was that most of them were happier there. And that was totally the person who made the game, that was his intent. And, of course, there was the reality that their bodies are withering away while they're not in them, and they have to do something, and they have to get out. They don't really have a choice, because eventually they'll die. And they can't stay there forever. And like, the moment that kind of, like, crushing reality comes down, I thought was, like, really impactful. But, yeah, I really liked it. My favorite 3 episodes were the 3 episodes that literally had nothing to do with any of the other ones. It was the 3 episodes that Asuna and Kirito were just fucking being adorable in the woods. And I know some people have come to me and said, like, that was the part I hated about the show. I'm like, I could have watched 2 whole series of just that.
I figured. Like, this show, I knew, the way you are, Alex, I knew that you would absolutely love this show, but...
And I have no remorse about that. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised that, when it kind of got weird in Japanese in the second half of it, it really didn't bother me. I thought they kind of played every aspect as well as they could have. From like the fucking, except for the antagonist for the second half of the show. I thought he was just totally cookie cutter. And it was I was disappointed in that, but like it was still like Kirito was still such a great protagonist that like I just wanted to root for him. He was a hero that I wanted to see succeeded, and then he did, and I was happy at the end. And like that's kind of like what I want from a show like this. Like there are times when I want there to be a message and not necessarily a happy ending, but in this case I was rooting for a good ending, and that's what I got, and I was really satisfied. I would say like the one thing I was super disappointed with was like Asuna is a total badass, and they made her totally not that in the second half of the show. You could see like that part of her character was still there. It was just like she felt so helpless, which was so just juxtaposed to her being like basically on top of the game in the first half of the show. But you know, I know why they did it. They made her, you know, this goal, this end goal that, you know, the hero would eventually have to meet. But I was disappointed in that. But overall, I really liked it. I loved my time with it. I loved the romance aspect of it. I thought the nuance of the two characters and just kind of like how their relationship was developed was perfect. And it got me in like a super anime romance mood. So I started watching a whole bunch of other stuff.
Two questions actually. What did you think of the Sachi episode, which was the most heartbreaking episode, I feel?
Was that the one where all of his guild members died?
Yeah, he joins the guild hiding his level to help him, and
Yeah,
he ends up getting them killed.
That was like a super bummer. But like it was so well done because it's like this is the groundwork for what this character believes in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was totally necessary. The way it was executed was great, and I like that. I think it wasn't even until like 2 episodes later that you see that when he met up with the guild leader, he just fucking jumped off the fucking edge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ! But like that aspect of it, this whole kind of battle with hope and despair. Between the two, which will play into another anime I've been watching actually, was really well done. Like, again, it was those people, like the last 2,000 or so by the end, that had become so complacent in the world, and had become kind of like they'd found this weird balance of happiness there, that I thought that was super interesting, and as a social experiment, this game Sword Art was super fascinating to me.
Alex, you're not drinking enough.
I know, clearly.
But to the Sachi, that episode, did you listen to our discussion yet, or no?
No, I didn't, because I don't know if I
Okay.
can handle Greg just fucking trampling all over it.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, because I get shut down fucking continuously.
Yeah, we kind of tell him why we understand his points, but at the same time we tell him why those points are sort of invalid.
No. You guys basically say, we understand, Greg, but fuck you. Over and over.
That's pretty much what happened the entire episode.
Like,
Well, I'm
you know.
sorry that I wasn't there. I would have attempted not to do that. I
It
mean,
was
like, I can
well-
totally see this series rubbing someone the wrong way. Do not get me
No,
wrong.
no, I can too. But like me and Tony were trying to say is when Craig was saying one certain thing about it, like he didn't understand this one thing, we were telling him why you should have understand that, but you missed it.
Well, I mean, we did a similar thing. Nep and I kind of did that when Greg was talking about Madoka. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it happens sometimes. It's
No,
unfortunate.
and that's
it played
what
out that
we
way.
were trying to say over and over again, and you kept saying the same thing, and we were just trying to tell you that this is the reasons why, and we kept saying it over and over again,
Well, whatever.
sort of
I'm not-
shutting you down, but
not
at the
trying to
same time,
dig
we're
up.
just trying to say that. I mean, I'm not gonna keep going on about it. I just wanted to say that is, yeah, that's all we were trying to do, was just say these were the points that you sort of weren't understanding, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean,
But this is what you did miss, and if you missed it, then fine.
Like,
Greg.
I liked it a lot. To get back on track before we keep going down the past, you can listen to that episode if you want to hear that discussion. but to just close it out, I enjoyed it. I think it is first and foremost a podcast about romance, and I think the adventure is
Podcast? You
secondary.
mean a show about romance?
I said podcast, didn't I? God damn it. That's when you know I'm already starting to slip up. A show about romance, and
Keep drinking. This is great.
it's that first, it's adventure second, and it's it's about its characters, and you guys know that I really like characters and character building, and I think the show did it very well. In that you kind of met a character, you had their whole little story told, and then that character was gone forever, or that they just weren't brought up again. And like that whole scene on the last episode where you kind of see everyone outside of Sword Art was awesome. I thought that was great. I thought it was well done too, and I'm super excited for whatever's next. It was a kind of show that I didn't think I would like, but I ended up really liking. Apparently, Justin's got it wired into what I would like. So there you go. Sword Art Online. I would recommend it to most people. Some other things that I've been watching. I watched the Danganronpa anime. Justin, you watched this as well.
This is so good.
So
if you don't need to play the game, if you really don't want to, especially after watching this.
So I like it.
That would be my first question. Like, is it just the anime for you, or the game, or like what?
So I have a response prepared for that because I like it, but I don't think you can watch this if you haven't played the game, because they take so much information for granted. If you have not played the game, like basically the way the game works is you had this whole talkie phase where you're just talking to people, and then the investigation phase when someone dies, and I'll explain the plot in a second, but when someone dies, and then you kind of gather pieces of evidence, and then you bring those pieces of evidence into a class trial, as they call it, where you kind of have to prove your point and come to a conclusion on who you think is the killer, and that'll determine if everyone dies but one person, or if just the person that actually killed this person gets punished for it. The gist of it is 15 kids trapped in a school. The only way they can leave is if they kill someone and get away with it. And they play a lot of different psychological aspects of that in a really good way. But yeah, like when they're kind of like introducing evidence and important parts of the plot during the show, they just kind of brush over a lot of important things. And then they continue to brush them over through the class trial when they're supposed to explain everything. And it happens so quickly that I think if you don't have the knowledge of what is happening and why it's happening, then watching the show will be pretty confusing. Do you agree, Justin?
Yes and no. I mean, when I watched it, yeah, I played the game beforehand, so I knew what was going to happen. Like you said, the only thing I did not like about it was the fact that, oh, here's the evidence. Just shows an image pop up of what the evidence is, and that's it. They don't really touch on it. But I did feel like if you did not play the game and you got to the class trial parts, they do tell you a bit of what happened, and when the points would come across where you, as the player in the game, would point out the flaws in someone, that would happen in the anime, and then they would describe what happened. They did do fine. It's just if you want more of the character interaction and more of how the evidence was found and a little bit more about the evidence, then play the game. But I don't think it's super necessary to play the game and then watch the anime. If you do not feel like playing the game, which could take a while depending on how you play it, just watch the anime. You really, really don't need to play both or watch both. Yeah.
I feel like you should. I'll say you should play the game before you watch the show. But you're right. It's good. Like it does introduce kind of the arcs of of each character and like the flaws and whatever they're saying. And I think the way that they incorporate each aspect of the Clash Royale gameplay is really clever.
Yeah.
Which again, only people who've played the game will notice, unfortunately. But it feels very gamey as a show. And I liked it. I'm almost done. I only have 3 episodes left, but it was like really, it's really fun so far from what I've seen. Like, as someone who's played the game, it's hard to kind of think outside of that. I think if you pay 100% attention and you are looking really carefully, you'll be able to keep up with it. But it's very, very fast paced.
Then I want to ask, how far does it cover of the game?
All of it.
All of it. Absolutely all
Again, minus the character interactions.
First or second?
The first one.
Oh, so they didn't hit into the second game territory?
Nope.
I'll
I'll tell you right now, the anime ends the same way it does in the game, with that same exact ending.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask, too. I've recently played through Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc on the Vita, and I fucking adored it, so I was getting
Junko
into this.
Enoshima for the win.
Junko she's pretty spectacular.
All them poses.
All of them, like all 27 of them.
But Alex, don't you want to play?
the Monokuma one. What did the subtitles have Monokuma labeled as Monobear for you?
I don't remember. I didn't watch it in a while. Like, as soon as I beat the game, I immediately sat for the whole show and watched it in one sitting. So I don't remember. I think it might have, but it's nothing like crazy out there.
I was just curious. Shout out to Ryan Clark from the Twonks podcast. He's listening right now.
So is that what Funimation decided to make it?
Yeah, it seems like just the fucking game in anime form.
Did they bring it out in English yet? I didn't think so.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Funimation has the rights to the anime.
I was gonna say, if they get the same voice actors, then I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to watch it again. I enjoyed this. That fucking guy who played what's his face, Greg.
Ifumi.
God damn it. Please tell me what the hell this is about, because for the love of God, you've mentioned it about 12 different times.
So each character on in the game is like the ultimate something. So one guy refers to himself as the ultimate fanfic writer, and
he is you.
And he's very similar to you, Greg, in the way he talks.
Greg, when it comes down to porn or hentai, which one are you going to look at first?
Probably hentai.
He's Hifumi.
This guy Hifumi, like he preaches like constant is like, I only do 2D. You get out of my face if you watch that 3D garbage.
Is that the fat guy?
Yes.
I'm not that, like...
I know you're not that.
I know you're not that, but
you would think he's like the funniest character ever. I thought he was hilarious.
He was funny, except... Damn it, I almost split.
Except for, you know, that one part towards the end. But, yeah, I watched the Danganronpa anime. I watched Spice and Wolf. I'm not going to
How is that? Because that's actually one of the shows that I kind of wanted to watch.
That's
one of the shows that I own that I haven't watched.
I adored it.
Is it what I think it is, or is it something completely different?
It's probably something different than what you think it is.
Yeah, the first impression of the show is not the show.
Yeah, it's very peculiar. Like, I wasn't expecting it. I looked at this
fan servicey like I thought it would be.
No.
Not really.
Yeah,
it's economics.
Not what I wanted.
It's very economic centered, but it's
Damn
like
you, J-List, and your photos that show things that are more fan servicey than what the show's about.
It's like way more interesting than I thought it would be. So like I looked into this because I was in a romance mood, and I'm like, hey, what's a good romance show? And somebody recommended this to me. And it does have flares of romance, but that's definitely kind of like the undertone of the show as opposed to the main focus. It's just there's very good flirting between the two main characters, but like the show is almost entirely dialogue. Like, there's a couple scenes of intense, I guess, action, if you want to qualify them as that. But it is very much just the two main characters talking to one another, and just, oh my god, it's so well written. It's unbelievable. Like, I was super impressed just at how, like, the quips back and forth were really funny, and just how smart the dialogue is. But yeah, it's mostly the characters interacting with each other. Basically, a traveling merchant, peddler, kind of is going through towns, and then he discovers that this one town, this small village, prays or used to pray to this god, a wise wolf named Holo, god of wheat that would bring good harvests. But the Holo wouldn't bring good harvests every year because she would need to let the ground create. So the next harvest would even be more plentiful. But because of that, the town kind of forsake. I don't know. Forsake.
Meh, both work.
One or the other. They gave up on Holo as a demigod, and it's in part because the harvests weren't as good, and because just the church, not necessarily Christianity, but the church is fucking cracking down on paganism. So if you were to worship any kind of demigod of any kind, the church will destroy you, basically. So they have this kind of festival every year where someone cuts the last piece of wheat, and then Holo is supposed to appear in that last piece of wheat. But this traveling peddler, Lawrence, he has wheat in his carriage. So when the last piece of wheat is cut, Holo, in physical form, appears in his carriage where the actual last piece of wheat is. So Holo takes the form of a beautiful young woman, blah, blah, blah. That's all she wrote, pretty much. It carries on. Holo asks Lawrence to take her back to her homeland, which is somewhere far in the north, and leave this village that no longer needs her behind. So it's kind of them just going on adventures. Very, very much it's him kind of teaching her about economics, and like she is with him, so he's just trying to make a living as a peddler and a merchant. So it's all the tricks and trades of old school economics. It's so interesting. I never thought I would be into economics as much as this, but it is very, very interesting. Super nerdy though. Like if you like kind of like the trade and the idea of trade and economics like that, you will just adore this. But past that, it's got really good dialogue, really funny, really well written, really well voice acted. I watched the dub, and yeah, it's just a fun ride. It's very dense. Kind of reminds me.
When do you not watch the dub?
Usually never, if I can avoid it. Just because I like to I don't like to be staring at the screen 100% of the time while I'm watching something. So, but it was a good dub, I will say.
Yeah, that's not exactly what I was hoping that show would be.
Yeah, it's different than what I expected it, but I still liked it. You might like it, Greg. I was gonna say, like, for you might enjoy this, just because I know you're a big fan of weird stuff like history and economics. So
I might look at it, but what I thought it was is I thought because of the pictures and everything, I thought it was.
Everyone did.
I was like, oh, this is going to be a Fox girl, and this is going to be really entertaining because she's a Fox girl.
Yeah. So how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about the whole furry thing? I'm curious.
There's certain things in anime that are not furry.
I know.
There's furry, that is the American version, and then there's furry, the anime version, and they're not the same.
Yeah. So like, here's my thing: if a girl is cute, she's going to be cute with fox ears and a tail, and without fox ears and a tail. That's where I stand about Spice and Wolf, and that's where I will stay. So
let it go.
Let it go. I'm drawing the line in the sand there. But yeah, that's my position. I was just curious. I guess the only other thing I watched was Say I Love You. I don't know what.
I love you.
Thank you, Justin. I love you too, man.
You're welcome.
I'll say I love you.
I love you, man.
Love you too, Nip. Even though we fight sometimes.
I mean, you're in a good relationship.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about the movie.
So I don't know what the Japanese name is. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that. So it's basically to this is the last one, I swear. Like I said, I know I've been watching a lot.
It's fine.
I haven't
Take your
finished
time,
this.
dude.
I haven't finished this one yet. Well, I've been going for 30 minutes, so.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry in advance, Greg. For
I should
whenever-
slow down. You should speed up.
It's really good. Like, it's basically this girl was fucked over when she was younger, and any friend that she had fucking stabbed her in the back, like friends do sometimes. Sorry, Greg. And basically she just is like, hey, I'm not gonna fucking trust anyone ever again, because fuck people, which is a very realistic standpoint.
Hey, I've heard of anime like this. It's almost anyone that has something to do with, emotional shit. But
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of reminiscent of Anohana in that aspect. The main character from Anohana was like, hey, fuck people because they suck.
Exactly.
But, of course, someone enters their life in which that changes their mind.
and then they immediately love them for no apparent reason other than the fact that, hey, I love you because you came into my life.
The thing about Say I Love You is that, like, basically this guy comes into her life, Kurosawa Yamato, but she always calls him Kurosawa.
I don't know why.
But he basically, she was kind of a defensive bitch to him, and he liked that. And
Surprise.
as some people are known to do. And he was just trying to open her up and be like, hey, we can be friends. You can talk to people, and they won't necessarily destroy everything that you hold dear. And of course, she had her doubts, and there's like a good arc of her kind of opening up in general, like that takes a few episodes. And it's really fun watching her interact with other people because she just doesn't know how to do it because it's been so long. So it's just like anytime she's put in a situation where someone is depending on her, she like always does a good job because she just inherently is a good friend. And the basic, I'm almost done the show. I like it. I don't love it. But basically, like the main character, May, is just like a way better friend than anybody else on the show. But like all of the complaints I have are very like human things that are just normal things that people do. It's very realistic in that aspect. It's grounded in a lot of good ways. But I like that this main character is this. She was one thing at the beginning of the show, and she has come into her own in a completely different way than I expected by the end of the show, or leading into the end of the show, and I really like it. So I would recommend it.
Yeah, you're talking about this show's like one of the really big cliche and the I met you, now I'm gonna fall in love with you and be with you forever type things.
I know, I knew that going in. That was pretty much the recommendation someone had given me.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And I don't think it was as cliche as it gets credit for. Like, I think the kind of interactions that the main character has with other characters is kind of what breaks the mold. But the other characters are very kind of standard, but in a different way than I expected. And I've had a lot of fun with it so far with what I've seen. And I think if you're looking for something romantic like that, then you will be happy with this. It's good. It's like this main leading character, May, she's the driving force behind the show. She does all of her dialogue is excellently written, and yeah, she does a great job. But yeah,
awesome.
The only other thing I watched was the anime of the month. So, and a little bit of the anime that I have chosen for us for next month.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. It's your turn, isn't it?
But I'm keeping it I'm gonna keep it on lock and key until the end of the show.
All right.
Pretty
Hey,
much
Nat.
I always do so far. Like, that seems to be the thing everyone does.
I like that. I kind of like it being a surprise through the show, though, so I'm not thinking about it. Yeah, that's all for me.
It's pretty neat. Okay, so me next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin got dropped from the call. I'll make sure he gets back in here.
Yeah. This is,
Oh. Okay, default.
it's not really default.
Default to you,
Kind
Nep. Whatever.
kind of the order that we're going in.
Okay, but there's an order?
Not really, but because I started first, I'm just going down the list of the show notes.
Well, I mean, I asked to go second.
I know.
Okay.
And also
so-
to all the haters out there, look, I talked about anime for like 30 plus minutes.
Yeah, Alex, that was great, actually.
2 titles does not count as fucking anime. God damn it, Alex,
What?
get it together.
I watched like 6 things. Cut me
That-
some slack now.
That is totally 2 anime.
One,
Fuck
two,
you.
3,
no,
4
these are
anime.
the same thing.
Well, I counted 4, excluding Spice
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shows.
One,
So-
two, 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 two.
Shut up, Neb.
God,
Haters gonna hate.
enough bitching. Neb, talk about your
Nebber's
anime,
gonna nap.
or I'm going to kick you out of the call.
Nebber's gonna neb.
Okay, so fuck. Okay, so what I've been doing, yeah, I've been watching stuff. I actually finally got caught up with JoJo. Like I was basically marathoning it last time, and like one day later, I totally ended up just getting caught up to everything. So like now I'm up to Stardust Crusaders, which is the 3rd storyline. And yeah, I am like so hopelessly addicted to this series. Just
I know that feeling.
it's been a while since I've like marathoned anything, and yeah, damn, JoJo has just kept my interest this entire time. Like, 3 storylines, 3 completely different stories, characters, and all that, and yeah, like they got my interest. And it's a shonen show too. Like that's like the thing. Like I don't really watch shonen, and fuck, here I am. Like yeah, Stardust Crusaders like starts the new storyline with stands and everything, and because up to now it's only been like the main thing they've been using Hamon, which is kind of like it's just a special power people have, and now it's a new special power that takes in the form of a stand, which I don't know how old the storyline is, but like JoJo is 8 parts long of storylines. This is part 3, so yeah, there's plenty of stuff to go through, but yeah, basically I'm just watching it. I'm enjoying it. It's a good shonen show. Like I would recommend for people to try the first series, the first 3 episodes, if you're curious, because like that's a good tone setter for everything. Like if you want to go through that, then you're good. But besides that, it's just JoJo, and I'm a fan now.
Awesome.
But besides that, the other show I wanted to talk about was Akuma no Riddle, which is another show that's ongoing. I have been watching it, and lately it's kind of been getting formulaic, but it's still like a good story. Like I talked about it last time, and basically the storyline now is every episode it's dedicated to one new assassin, one new character, their story, and then their ending, and that's pretty much the formula now. And like episode 6 like changed that a lot because like they got rid of like 3 assassins all at once, so like all of a sudden the cast has been dwindled up by a lot, and it's getting interesting, and like really episode 6 is like such a good episode. Like it's just such a fuck, I love that one. Like it was like it was a really bittersweet story that actually mirrors Romeo and Juliet, and that was actually a play they were doing in school, and it mirrors the assassin storyline, their ending and everything, and it's just fuck. Like this is a just fuck. This show's great. God,
It's good.
yeah, it's just I would think about like, would I ever recommend this show? Like, it's so ongoing, but would I ever recommend it? I honestly don't know. Like, it's it's just a show about like how you got this entire class of assassins trying to kill this one girl, and it's just like, it's kind of twisted in that, they'll act nice to her, but really they're just planning out how they're gonna kill her. Like,
Oh, this is the thing you mentioned last week. Month.
yeah,
Month.
month.
It's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah,
So is it still holding up? It's good.
yeah, like especially episode 6, which was which was up last week.
What's holding you back from recommending it, though? That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, this show's really dark.
The subject matter.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah.
Yuri darkness all over the place.
Eerie darkness.
A lot of people die in this show, I think, don't they?
Some die, some don't. Like, it really depends on the
But
character.
yeah, I've heard a lot about this show now. It's a dark Yuri show.
Yeah, that's why I hesitate to recommend it. But fuck, I'm enjoying it. You know, like
If it's done well, then you know.
Well, I won't really know until the end because, like, now they got rid of like 3 all at once, and you know it's 12 episodes. So I'm kind of wondering where are they going to dedicate the episodes to. Like, they're going to run out of cast pretty soon if they keep this up. So
They'll do
Hopefully,
something.
hopefully they don't draw it out. Like that's the worst thing they can do, right?
they haven't yet, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a fantastic show I've been enjoying.
I'm glad
And-
you like it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and manga I wanted to bring up was Love and Hell Volume 3 came out recently, and I watched and I read it.
It's a show.
Yes, it is. I kind of wish it was a show. It kind of works. But yeah, Volume 3 is the final volume, and it just ends things. It's a great little dark comedy style format. Like, you know, it's basically about a guy that was like shitty in life, so he ended up going to hell, and basically he doesn't believe he belongs in hell, even though he's kind of a dick pretty often. But you know, he's so convinced that he doesn't belong there, and the system in hell is basically when you die, you go to hell to pay for your crimes, whatever it was, whatever your sins were, and you're assigned to a demon there, and they're basically the ones who administer your punishment. They regulate pretty much everything about you.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that would probably get your head blown off for that. That's the kind of manga this is.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was
'cause-
the other type of manga.
Because yeah, like basically you get punished until you die, and basically every day you ended up getting resurrected just to do it all over again. And so yeah, it's just this cycle.
Looper. Gotcha.
It's just this cycle, and like, you know, it's got this entire
What?
civilization.
I know.
system.
That was such a bad reference. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, that's that fucking Tom Cruise movie that's coming out soon.
Yeah, that's actually what the one I wanted to say. I don't know why I said Looper. I don't.
I was about to say, like, I like Looper, and you're fucking throwing it under the bus for bullshit.
No,
I actually watched Looper.
I don't
shit.
know. What is the not Day After Tomorrow? What the fuck is that movie called?
That's something dumb. What did you think of Looper?
I never watched it, but
Did you hate it or love it? Or somewhere in the middle? That's all you have to say.
So Love and Hell.
Edge of Tomorrow is what it's called.
Okay, so
Continue, Nep. Don't worry about us.
So yeah, there's like this entire system of just a civilization revolving around
Started
this. where-
recording now, just so you know. Sorry.
Oh, no, do a countdown. Stop recording, Justin.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
God damn it,
Sorry, we got to bring Nep or Justin onto a new recording. Nep.
it's fine.
I don't know why. This-
It's not going to be as much of a nightmare as you think it will be.
No, it's not that. I
No,
just
for me,
don't
no.
know why
It's not,
this
that's
is
fine
happening.
because Justin actually stopped. But
All right, Greg, you know what I do. So just on
Yep.
one, Justin, just like normal.
yep.
Okay.
You ready, Justin?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
You good?
You good?
Yep.
This biscuit is delicious. I'm really drunk right now.
Slow
That's
down.
good. That's good. We're so early.
I know. We haven't even gotten to the discussion yet. Holy shit.
This
Oh,
is gonna
man.
be great.
All right, now.
I should get on my third beer.
So right, Love and Hell. You know, it's got like this whole system and civilization revolved around, like, there's actually cities and even jobs that the sinners can take, and yeah, it's
Wait, you
just
still have to work in hell? Damn it!
Well, it's optional, but that's pretty much the only way to earn money because by default, you're naked, so you got no clothes, and so you have to buy that, which you get through work.
Buy clothes. Who
And
needs
that
clothes?
also applies for food. Like, you still need to eat. And yeah, like it's still got like this entire society system and levels and everything. The final volume actually goes into like what the lower levels of hell look like, because this guy wasn't that bad, but he is a sinner, so he was in the civilization portion. Like, they actually show a hell kind of thing, like on the final volume, and it ends the story. And yeah, it kind of feels a little bit rushed, but I think it's an interesting take on basically everything, and it's semi-dark, semi-comical, semi-romantic. Like, it's got
Semicolon.
yeah, yeah, semicolon, yeah, and
I love you, Greg.
Anybody that knows The Lonely Island would get that reference immediately.
whoosh.
I know.
I got it. Fuck Neb.
So yeah, that's basically the end of this series. It was kind of neat. I would recommend it if you like dark stuff. Like, if you think like a guy getting like a club to the face that blows his head off as a joke, as comedic effect.
Dude, I like
If you
Dark
think that's
Souls.
entertaining, then you would probably enjoy this.
I like. Excuse me. I like Dark Souls. Does that mean I like this? That's dark stuff, right?
And so, like, because I would definitely say the crowning achievement would be Volume 2. Like, that was just so fantastic, because it had just this quick storyline about how this little girl was in hell, and her demon that was in charge of torturing her didn't torture her because, he just had a soft spot for the little girl. And so he ended up.
What I mean.
And so he ended up deciding that the best way to end her suffering was to permanently kill her, because there is a way to do it, and there's a system for that. Like, basically, if he were to eat her brain, basically she could never die. She could never resurrect, and she's basically gone forever. And the demon becomes a monster. That's like the system for that. And so you got this really fucking tragic chapter in Volume 2 that was that, and holy fuck, it was so well done. So yeah,
Sounds like a really interesting manga and could be a very interesting.
It does.
yeah, it can get dark, it can get perverted, it can get funny, like, it can get violent, it can do a lot of things for 3 volumes. And so yeah, I would recommend it if you're willing to digest that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And then the other manga I wanted to bring up was Volume 1 of Whispered Words, which is the English name for the manga Sasameki Koto, which is such a fantastic manga. Like, I don't know why it took so long to get here, but it finally actually got picked up by, I think their name is One Piece Manga, or One Piece Books. And I have never heard of them, and I looked at their old backlog of stuff, and they've done like nothing. They've like done no manga for like 2 or 3 years, and they all of a sudden come back and do this. So from a really unknown source comes the volume of Sasameki Koto, which it looks like they bunched up like the first 3 volumes of the manga into one and just called it Volume 1, because it's a really humongous book. But yeah, this would be like I would always consider this like a shining beacon of introductory level Yuri. Like, it would straight up just be this, because it's just so. It's just so like.
Yuri-rific.
No, it's just so like.
Yuricastic.
Downbeat that it's a fantastic read, because like, Volume 2 pretty much, Chapter 2 pretty much describes it. Like, the first sentence, basically, it was like the character narrates saying in Chapter 2, like, this is me. This is my best friend. I am in love with her. Yeah, she's a girl. So what? Like, that's like the pretty much the attitude of the manga itself. Like, so what? Like, it's just it's Yuri, but so what? Like, it's still a story about characters and their lives, and yeah, it's Yuri, but so what? Like, that's pretty much the best way to say it.
Alex is losing his shit over there for whatever reason. But
I'm dumb. It's Yuri-rific just by happenstance. That isn't what makes it good, Nap.
Hmm.
I was just going off of what you were saying.
Sure.
anyways, Ned, moving on.
Moving on.
So yeah, I would actually say something about the translation. It's really shitty. Oh my god! Like every 3 pages, there's like a typo or the text is off base, so it leaks out of the bubble, or actually one page actually has a text bubble covering up another text bubble because they just plain fucked up, and just holy fuck, it's sloppy as all hell, but. It's the actual story itself is fucking fantastic. Like, it's great. Like, the translation is adequate. Like, I don't really have a problem anywhere with it. And it's still the Sasameki Koto story. Like, you still got this fantastic I think it was 2 or 3 pages of one of the side characters just falling apart and just crying in her bed, and you still got that emotional impact. It's still that story, and it's just fuck that no, not the translation. Just fuck that laziness. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
Oh my god. Have you ever opened up a book, Alex?
I have. You want to know something really depressing? I mean, well, depressing for me. You'll think it's hilarious. I am inevitably going to buy the Spice and Wolf light novels, and as soon as I buy something titled light novel, I know that you guys have corrupted me. You fucked me up. I'm gone. It's too late. I've become one of you.
Yay!
Victory!
Are you sure it's not the beer?
It's probably the beer, but I'm definitely a weeaboo now, and you know what? I'm proud. Fuck it. I'm living this life.
You decided to go with that one instead of otaku? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, well, otakus are just weeaboos who are white.
One of us. One of us.
I wouldn't go that far.
I know.
He's only watching 2 anime.
Shut up, Ned. Let me have this one.
I'd like to see your anime list, Alex. You should create one. Like I have.
Well, I have a myanimelist.net account, but I need to update it with actually everything that I've watched. I just have the Google Doc that if you guys pay attention every once in a while, I post it on my Twitter page. Be like, hey, I've watched something new. Come over and check out my Google Doc.
I probably should do that.
I check your Google Doc maybe once a month, so.
Yeah,
I actually sat down on my anime list and actually updated every fucking anime on that entire website's list of stuff that I watch, and that took about 2 weeks of doing that.
I know. I wish it wasn't as tedious as it is.
Yeah,
I need to know what the hell I watched.
But it's a great service, I'll say.
I literally just went through the entire list of every fucking anime they got in there and just clicked on it if I watched it, and then say how much I watched it.
That's probably what I have to do if I ever do it, because I don't remember everything.
I have a problem with that website just because of the way they have it set up. You literally have to be I gotta find this show and then click it. I can't just Google search it and insert it there.
Well, I mean, if you basically Google search anything plus my anime list at the end, you'll find it. So
I know, but you would have to go to the next tab and then find it and then post it, and then
it is more tedious than it needs to be. But I still appreciate what that site does.
Well, it does have a search system. It's just not that good.
It's not that good. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's why I just do my anime list in a Google Doc. But I don't write anything what I think about it or anything. I just legitimately write the anime that I've been watching, and I'm just keeping a tally of how much I've watched since I started.
My unupdated my anime list account has 20 things on it.
I've got 100 and something.
Yeah, I mean, that's not anywhere near all of the things I've ever watched. It's those are the things that I know, I've cared about, I remember, and I can talk about. So anyway, and Mr. Map, anything else you want to share?
Oh, I have like over 800 on that fucking list.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
That doesn't surprise me now.
But right, so stuff that isn't related to anime that I wanted to bring up. Basically, I kind of want to start it off with like apologizing to Silver PR on his last voicemail, because like I was like so fucking blank on what to say for like a recommendation, which you guys didn't hear. Like basically, he ended up asking like, what would you recommend for somebody who's like never watched anime as like a starting point? And I was like trying to first off like think of something that doesn't use like the super overly cute anime style that's very normal.
You mean Moe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just say Moe, Nep. You don't have to.
And so like and that just kind of like fucked me up to the point that I so was blanking on what to say, and so I gave it more thought since then. And basically, like I would categorize it into three different ways to recommend to somebody. Like basically these three anime. Like I would go with Usagi Drop. Like that's just like a slice of life about a guy like raising a kid. Like that's pretty much the whole premise, the whole story. Like if they want something like that, I would say go for that. If they want like just a straight up action show, I would say go with Trigun, which again would be because I am trying to stay away from the Moe kind of art style, or as in Dragon Ball uses the fucking spiky hair from hell art style, and
Fuck you,
and also all the light blasts from people's arms, because this is like I'm thinking for an introductory. People are gonna go, what? Why the fuck are they shooting stuff from their arms? Why are they flying? What's up with their hair? Why are they turning yellow? Like there are gonna be so many questions, like to the point that I don't think Dragon Ball would actually.
If you managed to binge watch episode 1 of DBZ all the way to like episode like 60 something of DBZ in one day, and the question is why is his hair yellow by the end of that, then one, they probably like it, and two, what the fuck.
I've done that before. I'm just gonna put it out there. I was really not happy just physically by the end of that.
Yeah, because to watch 9 episodes of the Frieza saga is basically talking when Frieza says, "Hey, there's 5 minutes left."
Yeah,
when it takes...
my god, they took how many episodes?
It's 9. It's actually 9 episodes from the moment he says there will be 5 minutes from the planet explodes to the final fight.
Yep.
That clearly, time works differently on Namek.
Hey guys, hey, 5 minutes is like 50, right? Like, come on.
That's also part of the reason why I wouldn't recommend it as a starting point, because Trigun's a complete story in 26 episodes.
Not really, actually. That last episode actually adds a whole new element, which they failed.
Close enough.
Hey, thank God they're doing the Boo saga with Kai. That's all.
I'm so fucking excited for that.
Why are you guys excited for Kai?
Because Kai's
I'm with
okay,
you, Justin.
guys.
Because I like Kai.
Kai's good.
Yeah, Kai Kiisuke's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
No.
Like it looks really good.
It looks good, but no.
Why is it bad, Justin?
Voice acting.
Voice acting's fine.
Meh.
Bulma isn't as good. I'll give you that. The lady they got for Bulma is not as good, but
they're probably gonna make Boo sound like a man, like
I'm
a manly
sure
man.
Boo will be fine. That would be hilarious, though. Holy shit!
Boo, boo, boo! I'm gonna turn you into
Boo! I will break you. And he just sounds like Ivan Drago the whole time.
And then just like
I would watch it if they did that with she. They're not. It's probably gonna sound like an actual manly female.
I forget what his
Super
fucking
Boo.
name is.
Evil Boo?
Super Boo. Yeah.
Kid Boo.
Like,
Yeah,
he should just sound
technically
like a
Nep is
Russian.
right. It's Evil Boo, and then Evil Boo eats Majin Boo and becomes Super Boo. So.
Well, no. Then you got Kid Boo. But,
Yeah, well then
After
you take
Super Boo.
you take Majin Boo out of Super Boo and you get Kid Boo.
which is fucking weird. But yeah.
Kid Boo's great, man. He's a great
Yeah.
villain.
Yeah, he is. No, but Super Boo should just sound like an angry Russian the entire time. That would be fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
Ah! Me eat you!
No, that's normal Boo.
Just says da. Super
That's
Boo.
normal. That's normal Boo. Super Boo should sound like an evil Russian. That's what I'm
Super
saying.
Boo sounded weird to begin with. Let's be real here.
Let's make him sound even
Yeah.
more weird.
Goku, you want to fight, da? Just
I
throws
turn
his
you into
fucking thing
dust,
in him.
Boo.
I will eat your son, Gohan, da. Nom nom.
So he's on.
Guys, Dragon Ball Z is really fucking weird. Do you remember that whole last season where it was really fucking weird? Yeah, I do. Oob. What's up with that? What's up with that?
Hey, guess what? That's explained in GT, which apparently isn't canon anymore.
Nope.
Which is a direct connection to the end
It
of
was
the Boo
never
saga.
canon. We just wanted it to be canon.
And neither is this Muppets episode because it's past the first season.
Yep.
We're in the GT part now.
It's all downhill. Hell from here.
God, people hate
Welcome to the
that.
Grand Tour. Grand Tour. Oh God, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
That
Right.
English version is so good, but the fucking Japanese version doesn't even have that song in it, which made me so upset.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
consider that good.
I like that song. That's like my childhood song right there.
Oh my God.
All right, Justin.
sorry for you.
What have you been watching, please?
Wait, I'm not
Well,
done.
it's not.
Wait, no. Oh, I'm sorry. We were
Dick.
going on for so long. All right, go ahead.
And so basically the third thing I would recommend would be something that's completely opposite of that, which would be Azumanga Daioh. You know, it's just
Which I wouldn't
it's-
recommend because
a
that
cute-
show is crazy.
it's a cutesy show that's just basically just pure comedy. That's just it's still grounded on reality. It's just pure
What?
comedy. Have you watched anything else like it?
I've
The answer
watched
is no.
Azumanga Daioh, and that show is hardly grounded in reality.
Yes, it is.
There is a lot
Anyway,
of crazy shit that happens
I am
in that
done.
show.
So basically, Azumanga Daioh would be the third recommendation.
Okay.
And basically, basically I would go with those three. Basically, just what do you think the person would like? Because there's just so much anime that, I don't really think there's any one thing that would work as a recommendation. So I got three. And then also, I never answered when he asked about Yuri.
Oh boy.
Basically, there is nothing. Like, when it comes to anime, you're looking at the wrong medium. You should be looking at manga. Like, that's where the introductory Yuri stuff starts. And I would say Sasameki Koto. Like, the anime was on Crunchyroll. It got removed.
What's on the
And-
Bandai thing?
No.
Okay, then it must have been something else.
And so basically, yeah, you got nothing when it comes to anime. So yeah, you got no choice but to go with manga.
I will forever be salty nuts about Bandai leaving America forever. I don't care who you are. I will always be salty. Anyways.
Well then, Jesus.
Salty Greg is salty.
Always.
I know. It's just one of my big annoyances about Bandai's stupid decision to leave America because
We all
anime
have
is
our-
doing so well right now, and it's
Tips.
like, why the fuck would you make that dumb decision?
They can always change back. That's the thing.
I know.
So, okay, that's all, Nep. Correct. I'll take that as a yes. Justin, tell
Hi.
me about Animu.
I watched Animu.
We're gonna skip the first one on your list.
So One Piece, right?
God damn it.
Hey,
no one
it's only gonna be-
cares.
It's only gonna be 5 seconds. I'm gonna be nice. I learned my mistakes of talking for hours on my anime. Everybody said, all of you haters of One Piece, and that's actually probably my favorite of all the super popular ones.
Really? Over Naruto?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Naruto feels like it's been going on forever.
That's
and
fair.
it's this. and-
Really, more
hold
than
on,
One
hold on.
Piece? I'm
Hold on.
This is
Hold on.
Let him go. Let him go. Shush, 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 shush.
Seconds. And it feels like it's the same thing. Nothing has changed from each arc of Naruto. It is the same thing. There is some kind of bad guy that's a part of this organization that is fighting Naruto.
That's
Or
relatively fair.
friends.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
One Piece, each arc, yes, it has the Straw Hat Pirates, but each arc is a different island, which is completely different from any other place they've been that has a totally different story and different outlook on what's going on in that arc compared to the other ones. Yes, they're probably going to be fighting someone, but that person is completely different from
Hey,
the
is
other
Luffy
people.
still looking to become Pirate King? Guess what? That's, the connecting story there. Hey, look, he's still trying to be the Pirate King.
I mean, that's
And Naruto's still trying to become the Hokage.
Exactly. So,
Yes, we're all
But that's
tied.
not the overall story for it. The story for One Piece is, yes, that, but getting to that point. While Naruto is, I want to be Hokage. But
Okay.
how do you get to that? You fight all these people? No, you don't do that. You become a good ninja and get there, not doing all this other stuff.
Nabishin was watching, just by the way, guys, and then he left when our Dragon Ball content got not activated.
Yeah, I saw that.
But-
he enjoyed my romance anime talk, so there you go.
I did too, Alex. Just
Thank
saying
you.
now.
I'm glad that you liked it.
Because I love you.
I
All
love
right.
you too, man. if only Net felt the same way.
That will never change.
I'm sorry that I'm giving you shit about One Piece, but
No,
it
you
has
know
to
what?
be
I totally
done.
get it. Like I said, all of you guys don't like it, and I'm fine with that.
Well, that's not
don't
necessarily true. I liked what I watched of it, but there's just too much for me to even attempt. At this
And
point.
I totally get that, and that's why I'm actually glad that how Crunchyroll is putting them out. They're putting out like 23-ish episodes a week of the sub, and that's great. I can watch a good amount in that time in the week span and slowly catch up to eventually how many episodes there are now. I think it's 600 something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I know that's a lot. That is a lot for someone to watch and catch up on. But the journey and the story for each arc and the different islands that they go to keeps me so interested. And I know this is another blasphemy thing to say, but I am a pirate guy more than a ninja guy. I
That's
All right.
fine.
That's fine.
I love pirates in general.
Here's the question, though: have they gotten to the Cloud City?
That is I'm past that by like 3 arcs.
Really?
Yeesh.
Well, then the manga was. way
What
far behind.
episode are you on?
I am
Right.
on
Oh
293
fuck, Jesus!
or something like that. And
That's why you're so fucking ahead.
I got to 140 and I didn't even get there. So
and just for people to know, and I'll move on after this. I watched the English Funimation dub up until they stopped, which was after that arc. There was like a filler arc that happened after that, and that's where they stopped. So once Crunchyroll said, "Hey, I'm bringing out the sub, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna simulcast it," I'm like, "All right, I'm on board." So then I just had to wait for them to catch up to where I was, and then I could start watching. So now I've been watching, and I know what's happening. I know what's happened later on to a point. So nothing's really going to surprise me. Ace dies, guys. Spoilers. If you didn't know that already, then
I knew
I don't
that.
know where the
I
hell
haven't
you've
even
been.
watched for a while.
I read the manga for a very long time, Justin, so I
No.
know a lot about One Piece. It's just that after a while, anytime I got my Shonen Jump magazine, I'd skip it because I didn't care anymore.
well, I can see why skipping the manga though. To be completely honest, I trying to read something and just sit there watch something while doing something else. You can multitask a little bit better and just watch. You don't really need to necessarily know what's going on. You could just watch it and just see what's going on, and you get the idea. But in general, I do like it more than most of the major ones. I just like the concept of how they're doing the pirates and just the different islands that they go to. It's always unique, and I like that a
There's
lot.
a reason why it's part of the Shonen Trinity.
Yeah,
Like when it
Yeah.
comes to Shonen, there's like the big three, and it's one of them.
Well,
Yeah.
It's Naruto, One Piece,
The
and
third
Bleach.
one.
Bleach.
Bleach.
Yeah.
Oh, Bleach, yeah. That makes sense.
And Bleach is done anime-wise. That's still going manga-wise.
I don't understand. Well, people that still like Bleach, I just don't understand.
I know like evangelists for Bleach that were really upset that how it ended. I guess.
Well, I did not like how it ended either.
Bleach isn't over yet.
Bleach is over.
When did
The
that
anime
end? I didn't
is.
hear anything
Like-
about that.
2-3 years ago?
The manga's still going, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's
that's
not
why-
over yet.
And that's no, well, I'm talking about the anime, and that's why
I wasn't
people
talking
don't
about the anime. I was talking about the manga.
No, manga is still going on, but the anime is over. And the reason why people don't like it is because it ended just as like a huge major arc was about to it was starting in the manga, and just how they ended was so stupid. It really was.
They should have ended Bleach after the Rukia rescue. Like, that's how that show should have ended, but they didn't because cash cow.
All right,
I mean,
well, let's
yes-
get off those because we'll be here forever if we
I'm
keep
sorry.
talking about them.
I'm going to insert one more thing. Yes, the hollow stuff is cool, especially when Ichigo gets like super hollow mode and all that crazy stuff was great. And I'm pretty sure the show got to that point, but like,
It did. It got past. I think it's just a little bit past the Ichigo Aizen fight, which is the best fight in my opinion.
yes, that was good. So they rather should have ended at the rookie arc, or they should have ended it after the Aizen fight. So that's what happens when you make a cash cow. Keep going until nobody cares about it anymore.
Go ahead, Nap. I want to hear what you have to say in response.
the Shonen Trinity. I've actually read and watched some of each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Which
didn't
was fun
say
to read.
like. Bleach is the one I read the least. I only read one manga.
I read like a good chunk of that story. So
But yeah, I watched more than I read that one. But
more than I've watched.
and I guess people would hate me for it, but I ended up watching almost all of the of the Four
Frank.
Kids dub of One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry
Well,
that
yeah,
you did
I'll-
that.
I
was
just
gonna say,
need to
well,
put
hey,
that out
you-
there, okay?
I watched almost all of it as well.
I'm sorry.
Now the
for
question
both
is,
of
did you like it?
No.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's fine. As
Yeah.
long as you
When I
didn't
was
like
young
it.
enough to like it, but as I kept watching it, eating at my soul. Like I could feel myself.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually
No, it was bad.
I actually started trying to like match it piece by piece with the manga and see like how fucking different it was and like holy fuck.
Yeah,
A lot
they
of it.
butchered it. That's why I
Yeah.
started with the Funimation. I wanted to watch it for the longest time. Like,
The sad-
and
Sorry, the sad
Go-
part is that Toonami picked it up when Toonami was like on Saturdays. They picked up the 4Kids dub for a while, and then they changed it over to the Funimation dub.
Yeah, I watched one episode of the Funimation dub. Holy fuck, that's an improvement by so
Well,
much.
I was gonna say, one, the voice acting's better, and two, it is the uncut stuff. You are
Yeah.
getting everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Which-
the Funimation dub.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I watched a lot of the Funimation dub. Like I said, I watched it up past the Skypiea arc, and then they stopped because they stopped. They weren't going to do anymore. And then they continued it up, but I wasn't going to wait for them to come out with the episodes. So Crunchyroll is the best way for me to go, and I'm so glad because I really do like the characters and do like the story and all that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do enjoy the adventures of Gohan and Bulma and the Master Guy and tournaments. And who else did they have? And Piccolo, yeah, their adventures as a pirate are pretty great.
that was funny.
Yeah.
yeah,
As soon as I heard that Usopp was going to be Krillin, I laughed so hard.
yeah, that was so perfect.
Oh god,
It
right,
was so
yeah.
perfect.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed the dub, but holy fuck, it just kind of made me laugh when I first heard it.
Oh, Zoro was Piccolo?
Yeah.
That
Yep.
was another good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some,
and
some of
what
that
the,
stuff was perfect.
yeah, and the funny part was, that was actually, like, perfect. Like,
Yeah, totally.
I
worked.
thought it was going to be horrible. I'm like, Krillin as Usopp? And then I find out that it's, like, completely perfect. And the same with Piccolo being Zoro. I'm just like, wow, okay, I'm perfectly fine with this. I really am. But, yeah, let's get away from that, because we will talk about that probably forever. And then, like we said in the news, Sailor Moon Each Monday, they're going to bring out probably like 4 episodes of the series until it's completely done, all 200 episodes,
Plus the movies.
plus the movies.
Yeah.
So I am going to be watching those because that's just easier for me, is to wait for certain episodes and watch them. It's just very convenient for me, so I don't have to, oh man, I have all of them right in the palm of my hands. Now I need to find the time to watch them all because I have them all. And it's just, it's hard for me to do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be watching that completely.
I should probably get on that too.
And quick, well, you have time. I mean, it's only 4 episodes in so far, so you can keep up nicely.
They've already like released them.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
happened.
Oh shit!
Yesterday. Hey, we're dating ourselves. Yesterday is when they brought them out, and so far they only did 4, which is what I'm guessing they're going to do each Monday on Hulu and Neon Alley.
Well, at that rate, they'd take forever.
They'll
would,
probably start
but-
doing more.
Again, like I said, I don't know if they're going to do 4 each time. They could do more, but right now that's what they did for the first day.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably all they had prepared. But if they get more and more prepared every week, they'll probably put out
Did
more.
Yeah.
you watch all 4?
Yeah, I watched all 4, and it is Japanese original stuff, like
Wait, is it subbed or dubbed?
subbed.
Subbed.
They don't.
Oh,
They
it's
won't
the
have the
subbed.
dub. They won't have the dub until like fall, because
So they're
still
doing
slowly
the
working.
uncut dub instead of just replaying
Yeah, they're doing
the
an
old
uncut dub, but they're doing it. They're like redubbing it.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
redubbing it.
Yeah,
that's why I was a little confused there. I thought, wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, and
So right now
uncut dub never existed, so they have to do it from scratch.
Yeah. I think they're getting a whole new cast for it.
They are.
better.
No, they are.
The original cast sucked.
The
And
original cast was great when I was like 5, though.
If you guys
Yeah.
ever get a chance to rewatch it, like I have it, I downloaded. I religiously searched for all of them at one time.
Yeah.
The original dub is pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for the redub, but that original dub is fucking just absurd.
It's like this.
It's probably
horrible-
good for a laugh.
Oh, it's definitely good for a laugh.
That's about all it's good for, though.
It's kind of like the story's pretty good too, but it's just fucking funny because like dumb shit happens. And you're just
Yeah,
like,
that story of cousins.
Yeah, those
I
cousins,
got to-
right?
Right
I only
out.
got 40 episodes in before I stopped.
Totally, yeah, they were just cousins. You know, they had like a sisterly relationship.
Oh, oh yeah.
You know
Taking the
exactly where
sister
my hands
relationship
are.
to another level.
Oh boy, shut up, Greg. God, Jesus. So Sailor Moon's still good?
It's still Sailor Moon, and actually, just to the point of the redubbing, the reason why they have to redub it too is because we did not get some of the episodes as well. Some of the original series, we did not get some of the episodes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if they
there
are
was,
giving us everything uncut, and they'll have to include those episodes. So then what are they going to do with the dubs if they don't have the people? So they literally do have to redub everything.
I'm okay with that though, like 100%.
I am perfectly
okay.
fine because the episodes they did cut out were completely pointless to get cut out here, but America, so yeah, they got cut.
Well, you're talking about 90s America. On top of that, like
Yeah.
there's some scenes in Sailor Moon that I've heard that are pretty graphic.
and
Yeah.
then there's the voicemail of Silver PR actually asked this question.
Oh, well then we'll talk about more later.
Yep.
I'm gonna skip the third one because I'm probably gonna get hated for something about it.
Howl's
You
Moving
hate it?
Castle?
No,
What?
I'll get. All right, now
No,
we'll talk about.
it's too late.
What? You didn't like it?
No, I liked it. It's
Okay,
just
nothing's wrong with that then.
Yeah,
You like
they-
Miyazaki stuff. Good.
You can like it or not like it. It's okay, Justin. We won't judge you.
this is the first time I watched
I
it in
won't
full.
judge you.
I won't judge you.
I won't either, and I wanted to watch.
I've
this
seen
movie, so-
2 Miyazaki films, alright? I've
Okay.
said that before, so you were fine.
Okay. That was the only thing. So I'm like, I know a lot of people seen this, and I've been wanting to see it. I literally seen parts of it here and there with like friends back when I was a kid, and it finally came out on Blu-ray, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick this up and watch it.
Wait, it's on
Couple-
Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Shit, I
That's
should
like-
get on that.
I know what I'm ordering tonight.
I mean, I've watched Spirited Away and Kiki's Delivery Service, and I've probably watched some other Miyazaki something or another, but I mean, I like Miyazaki films, so.
Quick question: is Princess Mononoke on Blu-ray?
No, sadly.
That's the #1 title I want on Blu-ray.
That one and Spirited Away are not on Blu-ray, and it actually kind of pisses me off.
That's bullshit.
Spirited Away is so good.
Spirited
It
Away
is,
so
and that's
good,
why I really want on
so
Blu-ray.
depressing. You guys want to watch
Yes.
a depressing anime for next month? Let's watch Spirited Away then.
I wouldn't mind.
I already have one picked out, Nap. Don't ruin this for me.
Damn it!
But
I'm trying to sway the vote.
There is no vote.
there is
no
no
vote.
because he
I'm
doesn't
not
know what
like
it is.
you, Nep. I'm not gonna be like pick one that you will like.
Ha! Alex found out. Ha!
That's the joke.
I'd like to know that I kept that in there, so your secret is no longer a secret.
That's the joke.
But
House.
like, yeah, I'd never seen this one before, and I know a lot of people seen it and really liked it, so I knew I had to watch it. It's still not my favorite. My favorite is still Castle in the Sky. I am alone with that, and I'm perfectly fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did really enjoy Howl's Moving Castle. It looked amazing.
Oh, please tell me why do we build castles in the sky? Oh, tell me why.
I just have a whole podcast of Nip singing. Like Jesus.
Maybe. If you keep presenting the opportunity, maybe.
You got it, dude.
If you like pina coladas.
And getting songs stuck in your head.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Anyways, alright. Try and stay on track. Yeah, so I actually really liked it. I don't know what other Miyazaki films I haven't seen yet. I've seen
a
the
lot of
really
them.
There's a
I've
lot.
seen the obscure ones like shoot.
Like Nino
Window of
Cooney.
the Heart?
That's a pretty good movie.
That is good.
Please tell me I'm not the only one here that's watched Kiki.
I've seen it. Yeah.
No, I've seen it.
It's
I
great.
haven't.
How have you
Seriously.
not seen Kiki?
I've
Oh my
only
God.
seen 2 Miyazaki films. I've only seen 2 Ghibli films, I'll say. I'm not going to
Dude.
just narrow it down to Miyazaki. But yeah, I mean, Kiki's like at the top of my list because of how much you like it, but then it's Moving Castle and Arrietty, excuse me.
I need to watch those too, exactly.
So
So what's everyone's top 2 then?
I'll pull it up.
I
Castle
want
in
to
the
see
Sky.
what is the new one that's also come out? I want to see that one too.
Miyazaki's last film.
Yeah.
It's damn it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't remember that one either.
The Wind Rises is what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it
Yes.
is. I want to see that one too when it comes out.
Have you guys seen on Poppy Hill? Some Poppy Hill?
I've heard of it, but I have yet to see it.
That one is really grounded in reality. Like, don't expect anything crazy out there, magical in that one. That is, that's. I don't know if that one's for everyone, to be completely honest.
For me, it's Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, but I haven't seen Princess Mononoke in so long. I just remember really liking it. So
Mine's Castle in the Sky and probably Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is so good. It tells
Mm-hmm.
such a weirdly heartfelt story. And just like it just does it so well.
Yep.
Greg, Kiki, and Spirited Away.
Yep. Because those are the only 2 I've actually watched, but I want to watch more of them. I just
Nep.
haven't had.
Mine would be Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away.
Yeah, look at you and me got the same ones. That's adorable. All right, moving forward. Are we done with Howl's Moving Castle?
Yeah,
Don't spoil anything. That's all I need to.
I won't, because obviously I think like 2 of you, I think Nep's seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna spoil it for you two. I would never spoil a Ghibli movie. Those need to be seen. So
They need to be experienced.
yeah. Then these 2 I'll go over just real quickly because they're part of the spring lineup that I talked about last week. Rowdy sumo wrestler Matsutaro and The File of Young King Daichi returns. I think these 2 are my favorite animes from the spring lineup. The Rowdy sumo wrestler Matsutaro totally caught me by surprise. by the first episode, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this too much, because it literally was about Matsutaro, and he is a complete jerk. Like, you are not supposed to like this guy at all. But just seeing how he acts and how he sort of progresses slowly, and to the point of when he starts doing and going to a sumo dojo, and just seeing how he acts and reacts to everything, it's not what you expect from a main protagonist, and that's what I really like about it. And the File of Young Kendaichi Returns, this is another version of Case Closed, minus the main protagonist being a kid. It's so focused on the cases where they literally take 5 episodes or so, depending on which case it is, to actually get through the whole story and figure out who the killer is. And that's really, really great to know that it fleshes out the characters more, and you get to be involved in the story more than just an episode or two, like in Case Closed, where it's just like, all right, okay, there's the hints, okay, it's probably this guy. Second episode later, okay, it's that guy. It kind of fleshes out more, and it's more out there, so you won't actually know who it is. The third file is dealing with somebody who can apparently use alchemy, and obviously this is grounded in reality, so nobody is able to do that. But how it's presented in these episodes, you will never know who the killer is until the final episode, because it feels like somebody is using magic or alchemy to kill these people, and it's just really interesting.
Well,
I really
already know if you say it's alchemy, then it's Ed.
Yeah. But that's all the anime I've been watching. Manga I've been reading. Comics.
All right. How do we feel about shutting down Justin about comics?
No, don't.
I've been reading comics too, but
This isn't related really to
Then
it.
jump in.
hey, man, are comics manga? Yes. Are manga comics? Yes. Do we talk about American cartoons? Not anymore.
Yes. Yes, we did. Dragon.
We have.
So many.
Yeah, alright, whatever.
I mean, again, I just say I'm reading comics. If people want to know what I'm reading,
What are
I'm
you
reading
reading?
Supergirl.
I am reading
Spoilers.
Supergirl. Surprise, surprise. New comics that started up, Moon Knight is amazing. I don't really want to spoil anything because they're really visual heavy comics.
That's usually what a comic is. It's you visuals and you read them, and then you find out the fucking story. And
There are words, and you
more
read 'em.
visual than reading.
so
Sometimes
it's like a
they're
picture
Probably
book.
about like 3 sentences in the whole comic
So a
worth of
picture book.
dialogue.
It's basically Cliff the Big Red Dog. I'm just putting it
Then
out
there you go. You both can read it. It's easy for you.
That's all.
Have you read Batman Eternal?
Yes, I am reading that as well.
Oh.
And that is amazing. So much stuff is happening in that is affecting all the Batman books.
Yeah, I am excited for that one whenever it happens in 2015.
Yeah, I don't know when the trades are coming out for everybody to read. But yeah, the ending is going to be some pretty heavy stuff. Literally, the first issue opens with the end, and Gotham is burning to the ground while somebody has Bruce Wayne, not Batman, Bruce Wayne, tied up, and him saying, "Hey, Batman, look what you did to your city. We have taken over. We know it's you. You can't hide anymore. This is what your city's going to end up like," and it's in flames. Like, this is going to be crazy how it's going to affect everything.
Question. I guess I should ask for spoilers.
Well, like I said, this is in the
Dick.
very beginning, so that's not really a spoiler.
Dick Grayson.
Yes.
Yeah, yes or no?
Do you want to know
Yes.
if he dies?
Yes.
No.
Whoa! Oh my god. Okay.
Twist.
What happened?
Yeah, well, the issue comes out this week. But from what we can gather by hints, Batman, Bruce Wayne, is hiding the fact that he's dead. And he's saying he's dead to everybody else. So everybody thinks he's dead. But in actuality, he is alive and working for Spiral as an agent. Pretty much like a James Bond kind of character.
Is he still
Sweet.
Nightwing?
No, he is not. He is literally Dick Grayson with a gun and doing missions.
Dick Grayson, secret agent.
Huh. I'd
And-
watch that.
I am very interested in it coming out. It comes out next month, I think. July. July is when it starts. And it's just called Grayson.
Oh wow, that's really the comic. They're actually not going with Nightwing anymore.
Yeah, Nightwing is done, and they're going over to Grayson.
Huh.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, and I cannot wait to see because the writer is used to doing stuff like this and supernaturalist stuff. So I'm expecting a lot of that to come into play, and that would be even better because the guy writing it I really like.
You know, I kind of think they'd sell more issues if they named it Dick.
Lucky face. I see what you did with that, Neb. You said dick like as in a penis. And yeah, no, I got it. Yes.
I mean, if they said Dick Grayson, maybe, but people do know that Nightwing is Dick Grayson. They know the last name. So just saying the last name, people know what it is. Especially people who read comics and know Batman and all that stuff. So it's not going to be a problem that way.
I just want a dick joke. I
I
I
know.
got it.
I know.
And I just want my Batman Beyond movie, but that's not going to happen anytime soon either.
Yeah,
So,
well, you
yeah.
know what, Greg? It's not.
He still has a comic.
Yeah, he's still got a comic.
He does have a comic, and guess what? Since you said that, I can segue right into it. He is now in the actual continuity.
There
He
you
is
go.
in actual continuity. He's in the universe. He's not just an animated character in his own comic. He's in the New 52.
I picked up some of the old ones of Batman Beyond.
I want a Batman Beyond movie.
There is a Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah.
called Return of the
Live
Joker.
action- It's called the live action Batman Beyond movie.
That's probably not going to happen.
With
That
Joseph
would be a
Gordon-Levitt.
humongous budget to do.
That would
and
be.
it would okay, so let's look Godzilla, Transformers. Those are big budget movies too. Oh look, even the old Batman Beyond. or
Listen,
not
we
Batman
can hope. Maybe as comic book movies get bigger, they will do it someday.
No, yeah, you got to realize
I
that.
don't give a shit about Batman versus Superman.
I
They
do.
should use that money to make a Batman or a Batman Beyond movie.
Now, Greg, I have
I'm
a real.
waking up.
This is
This
a
is
super
coming out
serious
there.
question for you. Batman versus Superman, or Batman Beyond movie? Which one do you seriously, serious opinion? Which one do you actually think will sell more and people will go see more?
Well, that's kind of a dumb question because I'm the only one here that likes Batman Beyond. So
Well, this isn't about what you
No.
like. It's about what the reality of the situation
Majority
is.
of people, which one do you? If they both came out at the same exact time, which one do you think people would go to?
well, okay. See,
Batman
yes,
versus
they're
Superman.
gonna go see Batman versus Superman,
And that's why they're
That-
making
that's-
Batman versus Superman.
That's my point. Nobody, if they brought out Batman Beyond movie, a live action one, like soon, like in the next year or so, with all the stuff that's going on with Marvel right now and what DC is doing with Batman vs Superman and Justice League movie coming, Batman
the train
Beyond-
wreck that is just waiting to happen.
nobody.
yeah,
is
no,
gonna
that is
care
going to be a
about
train
seeing
wreck.
Batman Beyond. Nobody will know. Literally, nobody would know except for comic book people and who watch the animated series. That's the only thing I say with it. I would love to see a Batman Beyond movie,
I think.
but the
here-
problem is they won't make one because nobody will know what it is.
I think they'll make one by the end, in our lifetime. But it's just
I
you
can.
gotta- comic book movies are still they're still growing, right? Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out this year. Like that's a thing that no one would have ever said is ever going to happen.
No, nobody said that was going to happen, and then they showed the first trailer, and all of a sudden everybody likes it because of Rocket.
I want a Nightwing movie.
I do too. Fuck, that would be
That would be great.
Or actually,
so
it could work
good.
as a TV show.
It could too. Imagine like Arrow spinoff as Nightwing. That would be so good. Fuck, man. All right. We gotta
Okay.
move on.
Anyways,
Oh,
back
hey,
to
we
anime
just-
and our anime podcast.
No.
Yeah.
Quick.
It better be quick.
The Gotham trailer. What do you people think?
I don't watch
Oh,
TV.
fuck.
I'm not very excited, honestly.
I am excited.
I want to see that.
I am excited, but I am very scared if they focus on the kid version of people too much.
Right? Like that
If they
sounds-
focus on them so much, I will be very mad because I am expecting this show to literally be about the Gotham Police Department. That's
too.
what I want.
That's what I want to.
But if they're going to keep bringing in Bruce Wayne or Catwoman and young Poison Ivy every episode, then just no.
Yo, Justin, are you with me? Young Catwoman's face is fucking busted.
Oh
Like,
yeah, she looks weird.
She looks like
so-
fucking. Her eyes are too far apart, and I don't know what's going on with that, and it's freaking me out. But like
Yeah.
Jim Gordon seems good. The guy that got for that seems good. If they focus on Gordon like they initially were going to, then I'm sure it'll be fine. But
Yeah, it's just when they showed that trailer and it showed all those characters, I'm just like,
I'm
No,
sad.
stop,
I'm sad
please.
that this isn't on the CW because
yes.
then they could do Arrow crossover and it could be amazing. But
I saw the actor doing Commissioner Gordon. He tweeted how he had reading material of the Gotham Knights comics.
that's good.
I was going to say the Gotham Central. It's Gotham Central? Yeah,
Oh
Gotham
fuck!
Central.
What was it? Gotham Central?
Yeah, it should be Gotham Central.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, yeah. He tweeted that he was reading it.
Yeah, if they base it around there, that comic, which is literally Gotham Police Department in Gotham, then that is what the show should be. I don't want young Bruce Wayne in it every episode, eventually leading up to him being Batman. I do not want that.
Yeah, that sounds
It
horrible.
kind of looks like that's just going to be the first episode.
That is what I am completely hoping for. That is what I want.
I just kind of
flashlight.
assumed that was going to be the thing.
That's what I thought too. But hey, if Bruce Wayne dash Batman is in there, it's gonna sell like hotcakes
Like
because he's in it.
I wasn't worried until you started bringing it up. Now I'm actually getting worried.
Yeah. I completely believe in them. I think they're gonna do literally Gotham Central. But just when they showed all those characters, that's when it worried me.
Yeah, I'm with you, Justin. But
Awesome.
the Flash looks awesome. So
It
that's
does.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
good. Sorry, Greg.
Sorry, Greg.
This will be the last time we do comics. Fun fact. I'm so serious. I'm not even kidding.
You know what? It's your goddamn show, so that's okay.
Or
Uh,
people.
I finally made the executive decision to get rid of that.
Yeah, email in if we get
Saying
like
you
4
want more.
emails.
If we get like more than one Silver PR email,
Silver PR, say you want more.
So PR's like, I don't know what a fucking comic is. What are you guys talking about, nerds? Anything else, Justin?
Just quick, I beat Tales of Symphonia for the first time this week,
What's your thing?
and it's really good. I can see the problems in
Yep.
it. Like, there's so many problems with it,
Yep.
but the ending story, where it finally gets to 3/4 of the way through, which is about racial equality, that was great. I did like that.
Yep.
But everything else, it's just...
It's
You
rough.
can tell it is an old game. You can tell it is an old game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Playing
it
through
takes-
Tales of the Abyss. Oh, go ahead, Neb. Sorry.
It takes its time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they divert the story to the beginning, really important. Like, you feel like this is really important. And then, twist, everything you were doing was pointless. Now, we don't know what the story is right now. Then eventually it gets to sort of the racial equality, and then that becomes the main focus. So it's like, wait, what's all this rest of this stuff going on? You kind of just changed the main focus of everybody's ideals, like just at the end. It was a slow burn with that. That's the only problem I had with it, with the story.
Yeah, it is a slow burn, but it does build good momentum by the end there. And that like equality thing and the whole racism thing, I think they handle really well.
That is very good. And then I play the beginning of the second one, and I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I don't think I'm ever gonna touch that. One, because they fucking didn't get Jennifer Hale, and she is the best forever. So
I'm gonna play it because it seems quick. I was looking at guides because I'm like, I wonder how quick this is, and it seems really quick. So I'm like, all right, maybe I can actually beat this really quick and get it out of the way.
yeah, if it's short, maybe I'll blow through, but we'll see.
Alrighty. With that, guys, we're going to take our first break. We'll be back with Madoka Magical Rebellion.
Pulla pulla.
Bula, bula, bula.
Madoka.
Alright.
Oh god.
Sorry,
Is that enough?
Justin,
Yes.
that I'm going to cut comics, but it just doesn't fit with the show.
That's fair.
Like I
Justin's
said,
like,
I was gonna say I'm trying to be quick, and then we go on a tangent.
yeah, we hit that hard. Time.
That's the problem, is tangents when they happen.
Yeah,
that's
but
what sucks.
also you talk about comics, like, you have like 50 different comics that you talk on top of the anime. That you
Yeah,
talk
Justin,
about.
why you read so many fucking shit? Be a less of a nerd.
Not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that
I
it takes
know.
up a lot of time, and
I'm gonna go pee out my insides because I'm really drunk.
so it's something that we can't afford to do anymore because it cuts down on editing time, and B, it just doesn't fit the theme of the show, which is anime and manga and everything Japan.
Well,
No, however, if
again,
you read like the Japanese version of a Batman comic, then that is completely okay.
all right, I'll just say I've been reading those and
Fuck
be
you.
like, yeah, I totally understood what happened. This is what happened.
Fuck you.
No, I get it. Like I said, I was trying to make it quick. I was just gonna be like, hey, I'm reading comics. Which one do you want me to say about? And then it just went on the tangents. I tried to
Yeah,
be
but
quick.
it's because you and Nep and Alex both all like watch like comic-y shows and stuff like that, and I just
shit.
occasionally chime in. And
I need to ask, since we're on break now. Now we can talk about it all we want. Have you
What?
seen the Constantine trailer?
the what?
Did Mr. Nep leave?
I guess I don't know.
I'll take that as a yes. No. Because, it's so
Excuse
good.
me. Yeah,
I need to-
I just want a Batman Beyond movie. Like Batman Beyond the animated series is my favorite Batman series.
Well, it is really good.
Yeah, it is. It's so good, especially the Joker. Oh my god,
Return of the Joker was phenomenal.
the future Joker is awesome.
That too. That whole show is great. Even the opening doesn't match the. It's so crazy, but it's so good.
Also, if they made that live action, it would be so cool.
It would be,
The
but
amount
like
of
I said,
gadgets that Batman would have, and the fact that they could even like redo the Batman versus Joker movie, the animated movie, in like live action would be balls. Like the fact that Robin is the Joker at the end of that is the best twist.
yeah, it's Tim Drake.
Yep,
Yeah,
old. It's old Robin.
yeah, which was good, but yeah, it's good. Good.
Good.
Um,
Good.
Do you do? I haven't, like I said, I haven't listened to podcasts since episode 2. Do you do music in between the breaks, or what do you do during the breaks?
I put music in. I put the show's music in.
Oh, wait, we have a show music.
Or,
The show.
like shows that we've watched.
Oh, you know what you should do then? Just for this break.
Hmm.
Batman Beyond's opening. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Come on, it's so
Actually,
good though.
I mean, it could happen depending on if I can find the music for Rebellion, which it doesn't seem likely.
It's remix stuff, if I remember correctly.
Is it basically just the opening for the other?
I don't remember if the opening, but I do remember hearing some of the same songs.
Fucking JVAs are always fucking censored. It pisses me off. Japan needs to get their shit together.
Alright, I am going to get rid of my beer and get food. So, yeah. If the camera wants to.
use the bathroom.
Is anybody here? Can anybody hear me? Ah, fuck, did something happen?
Back.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good, okay.
I was away, so I don't know if everybody else was away, and you were talking, and you were like, "What?"
Yep, that's pretty much what happened.
Okay. Well, now that you're back, and we can talk about comics because it's a break. Did you watch the Constantine trailer?
What's Constantine?
You don't know about Constantine?
The Keanu Reeves movie?
That Constantine, yeah. Minus Keanu Reeves and awesome, better, yeah.
Oh, they're
Like,
doing that again?
They're doing a TV show, and
Oh.
it looks amazing. It looks so good.
Oh, shit.
But don't expect that movie version of it, because that was no. This is good Constantine now.
Whoa.
What? Everybody says that. That movie was bad.
Oh, God. I never watched a movie.
Oh, well then don't. Just watch the TV show when it starts.
Oh, I don't have cable, so I have to buy the releases whenever they happen.
I was gonna say, do you have Hulu? It'd probably be on there.
Nope.
Oh, well then I guess you're out of luck.
Yeah, as excited as I am for Gotham, I have to wait.
Well then, I'll try not to spoil anything, even though I'll probably go crazy on Twitter. Well,
Alright.
won't go crazy on that one. The Flash, that one I'll probably go crazy on.
That too I want to watch.
Flash looks good.
It does. Weather Wizard. But you guys don't know who that is, I don't think.
Fucking Weather Wizard. I've heard
He
of
was
him,
in the
so-
Superman episode.
I'm back.
That's
Sorry
right,
about
he
that, guys.
was. That's fine. I've got water now.
Me too.
Alright, so before we start this, I actually haven't watched any of this. I apologize, Nep, for not, because I was busy with some school stuff and I couldn't get to it.
So you're
however-
gonna mute yourself?
No, I've watched the original series, so I'm going to chime in every once in a while just to say, hey, you know, how does this compare to the original story, blah, blah, blah. And then you guys could answer that question.
Fair enough.
Is that fair?
That's fair, as long as you don't, presume that you know what happens here, because it is a very different thing.
I will ask questions based on what I'm hearing. That's
Okay, I think Nep, I might have some questions for you as well, because it is a little confusing. I hope I'm not.
It
the
is
only one that-
confusing.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I pretty much expected that. I'm pretty much already ready to lead the reins.
That's perfectly fine. I'm glad, because I tried to keep up. I definitely. I paid like 100% of my attention went into this because it very much demanded that.
It's still not enough with this movie.
Yeah, I do have a
still
few questions.
downloading the movie as we talk. I am literally 90% done downloading the movie.
Yeah.
So next episode, I will talk about it and kind of compare and contrast. So what you guys are saying.
Then whenever
You're not gonna cut out, are you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
fuck, you got better internet than I do.
I've been downloading it the entire time we've been recording.
Well,
Yeah.
fuck. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's the power of Max.
It's spelled M-A-X, of course. No,
Yeah,
Max
exactly.
Powers.
Nep,
Max.
do you want to add anything to this section here?
You want to put characters' names, anything like that?
Oh, y'all can. I already got this shit memorized.
All right, I got the characters. This is awesome. Ready? I was already playing this.
Also,
Alright.
Nep, where's the next time on Malicious? You haven't done that.
Yeah, I started it.
The first sentence
Blue.
does not mean you've started it.
Red.
Yes, it does.
I'm just gonna
Best
give
part
you-
is, Alex, you are doing perfectly good. That is great.
Fuck. I don't remember her name.
Who?
The red one.
Red.
Kyoko.
Kyoko.
Yeah, K-O...
Yeah.
What is Christ?
K-
You got it. I think your drunkenness actually helps you.
Maybe?
Okay, hold on. Two more.
Madoka's awesome mom.
I did pink.
Is that
What?
another pink?
I did pink.
Oh, it wasn't bolded. Fuck.
Yeah, sorry, I'll make it black. Oh, baby's the best.
Hold on. Okay, now that one. Figure out that one.
Nom 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 nom.
I already know what nom nom nom
That's
is.
baby, right?
That's baby.
Okay.
Yay, somebody...
Oh my
I should.
I want to memorize the song.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there
that
we go.
too.
I want to memorize that song they sing.
Oh my god, I hate that song.
I want to memorize it. That was the funniest thing ever. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my god.
Cakey or cheese something. I don't know. I need to watch
Oh,
it again.
fuck.
That was probably the best part of the whole anime.
That
I
was
hate
so good.
Part so much.
I'm not gonna say it's the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Oh, I'm
but
just
I-
over exaggerating, but it's so funny.
Oh,
It was funny.
fuck.
Nep, you
Nep.
chose this, just remember.
Nep, do you have a plot summary ready for us?
Oh, I can summarize it.
Nep's an OG. He knows exactly everything about this movie.
Nep knows what the fuck's that, man.
That's right. Gonna torment you guys. Mountain Dew Cheetos.
Fucking Mountain Dew Cheetos, you bastard. Are they Mountain Dew Baja Blast Cheetos?
The
Nope.
fact that they even did that is the most amazing thing ever.
It is the most amazing thing ever. The worst.
Alright. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You guys
I
ready?
was gonna s- They're hydrated. feel like they have like that bubbly
Has anybody
sensation.
Commented. Nah, it's just been Nevishin.
Nope. Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
I'm ready, man. It's Nep's the one that matters.
Nep.
He sounds completely ready.
I know, right?
I'm just waiting for you guys.
All right, he's ready. We're good.
Okay. All right, guys, we are back. We're gonna get into some Madoka Magica Rebellion talk. That the anime of the month that Nep chose. I said that twice. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And I actually didn't get a chance to watch this, guys. I'm sorry, but I will be.
Get the
chiming
fuck
in.
out.
I know, I'm such a bad host.
It's okay.
Some other shit happened and I couldn't get to it.
Hey, man, real life happens. It's okay.
But what's going to happen here is that these guys are going to talk. I'm going to chime in every once in a while to kind of compare it to the original show. I haven't actually watched this, so I'm just going to be like, hey, how does that affect the original show, or blah, 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 or, just kind of every once in a while. But with that, I'm going to let these guys take the reins, and I'll catch you guys on the other side.
All right.
Okay, so Madoka Magica Rebellion. Okay, let's just start with the legalities. Okay, it's licensed by Aniplex. It's streamed nowhere legally. You can import it, like it's legally available for purchase as an import on like Right Stuff, on I believe Amazon, on just the normal outlets for animes, basically. Like if you actually go to the website, it will link you to everywhere they sell it. And basically, the story is probably the most confusing part of the movie. Like it's the thing that pretty much you probably won't get the first time watching. Like no matter how much you try. Like I have heard many times where people watch the movie and they don't fully understand what's going on, and that's pretty much a normal reaction to this movie. Like
Like the two other people that watched it.
yeah, like the other two people here that are going to be discussing it today. And so basically the basic plot summary is it takes place after the TV show, after movie 1 and 2, and basically they never say how far ahead, but just enough that stuff has changed. Like basically this is a setting where all 5 magical girls are back. They for what reason or whatever, they're not dead, as most of them were.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But
Everyone dies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Told you. I wasn't lying when I said it. Just saying.
so
I'm just saying, guys.
Just so,
So-
Continue
yeah.
that.
they're basically just in this reality where basically everything's kind of back to normal. Like it straight up like starts very similarly to the beginning of the show, except minor changes here and there, and it's not quite the same. And they're not even fighting the same thing anymore because they went from witches, and then at the end of the show they went to race, and now they're fighting. I think the word was nightmares.
Nightmares. is
Yeah,
what they-
nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so not everything, even by the standards of the ending, is the same. Like things are up, and Homura picks up on that, and you got this discovery part of the story where she's trying to figure out what's going on, like what's changed, like who's causing this, and how to undo everything, and yeah, the story goes from there, basically.
Okay, so, just for my benefit here, and ideally Justin's, considering I'm not the only one kind of lost here. I didn't watch the first 2 movies. Justin, did you?
No, I did not, but I heard from, I think, Nep and other people too, that they're just recaps.
Yeah,
aren't they?
there's literally nothing different.
So
They changed the background of 2 locations, and that's it.
Yeah, I was going to ask if, like, basically the first 2 movies summarized the anime. Okay.
It is the anime. It wasn't a summary. It is
Okay.
the anime.
So, what are wraiths? Because at the end of the anime, if I remember correctly, basically in this new reality, the reality of it was that magical girls still had to exist because something that wasn't witches still existed, and they had to deal with them. Were they wraiths?
You mean at the beginning of movie 3?
I guess.
Because at the beginning of movie 3, they were fighting nightmares, but Wraith
Yes.
was what they ended on the TV show.
Okay.
Like Wraith was the new bad guy, and then for this movie, the new bad guy was nightmares.
Okay.
So yeah, things change even by those standards.
All right. That was kind of one of the big contention points where I was confused because they kept referencing wraiths. I guess I had just it had slipped my mind.
Yeah,
about
that was the thing.
Yeah.
Like what Mami and Kyoko would remember. They wouldn't know about witches. Nobody should know about nightmares.
Yeah. So,
But-
I guess generally let's talk about what we thought of it. Nep, what did you think of it?
I hated the beginning a lot. Like, I kind of thought this was just a cash cow, and, well, it technically is, but I think, but by the midpoint, I was kind of neutral with it, because, it was this discovery part for the middle, her trying to figure stuff out, and I felt, okay, this is getting to be okay, because I was almost ready to walk out that theater, because I did watch it in theater. I almost walked out at the beginning. I just hated it so much. And then the middle point, I was gonna stay and watch it to the end, and then holy shit, that ending!
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Just before we go on, I know people who actually probably watch this already watched the TV show, but should we go over the characters in the awesome way that I have represented them?
Sure.
Uh,
way the show presents them too.
yeah, and that's why I did it. So we got Pink, which is Madoka.
You got Magica Pink.
Magic of Pink.
Pink. All right, then we'll go with that way. Magica Purple.
Dude, that's what I'm gonna put my car color as.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. Are you sure you don't want Magica Yellow?
Yeah,
'Cause
dude, I know you
I
got
like
a thing for
Magica
mommy.
Yellow.
We'll get there.
Best response all night. I love you, Greg.
Mommies will be the tires.
We'll get there.
And then we got Magica Blue, which is still my favorite. Magica Red, which is Kyoko. And then you got Cheese, which Bebe is fucking awesome.
Bebe, a new character for this movie.
Sorta, kinda.
Technically an old character, but you wouldn't know that until near the end.
Yeah.
Or until you see it yourself, you see him and you're like, oh, that's the one that bit
Yeah,
off
until you-
Mommy's head.
Yeah, you're like,
Which-
oh, that thing ate her fucking face. Wait,
Which
what
is
the fuck is
ironic
happening?
because Mommy is attached to her.
Yeah, and that was that
Yeah.
actually I did like a lot.
I thought that was really clever. Honestly.
Oh my gosh. It's like you bite my head off, I care about you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Also, Sayaka is blue, by the way.
Yeah.
You just said blue. You didn't say Sayaka.
Well, I said Magica Blue, which is still my favorite character.
And
so-
Kyubey's still there. Fuck that piece of shit. Oh my
and
god.
he's
Yo,
worse
fuck
in this
you,
movie
man.
than he ever was in the show.
Totally.
He
Like,
was.
I don't know about you guys, but as soon as Kyubey appeared on form and on screen for the first time, which he wasn't acting like Kyubey, he was being all
Yeah.
like cute, like a cat
Yeah.
or whatever.
I thought he was perfectly fine.
I was filled with this rage that I just didn't understand. I was like, oh my god, what is happening to me? I thought I was becoming like Nep. I was becoming an angry person.
Yeah, I totally agree. I saw him and I'm like, I still fucking hate you.
Cute.
Like, you're just damn cute now.
He's
You're
like-
just a cat.
I never
Normal.
thought he was cute. I was just like, you piece of
Cute,
fucking
cute, cute.
shit. Yeah.
See, I just thought he was a normal, weird alien cat now. Like, I didn't think he was gonna be like a dick. And then the end, and he's still a
still a
fucking dick.
Yep.
A worse dick than before.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
So Nep, you didn't like it at first.
like it was just so like like they flat out like reused the animation of the beginning, like that's a thing, and they changed some lines. They then went into the Magica Quintet. Oh, fuck. God, I hate
There's
that
a
whole
lot of
sequence.
weird.
I
Talk
hate
about like
that
the
whole
most
sequence.
ridiculous transformation animations ever.
Yeah. I hate that entire sequence. I almost walked out.
It takes
that's-
forever. It's like 10 minutes of them
does.
changing into fucking magical girls.
And
Well, there's that, but he's talking about the cakey,
The
I
big
have a
song.
pumpkin and stuff, and yeah,
Yeah,
that was way too long, but it was still great.
It was
That-
way too long, but I enjoyed it. I don't know why.
I almost walked out on that cake song.
I'm like,
Oh.
what is going on? Why are they all saying the same thing but giving this thing different foods? What is the point of this? Just
There was no point, but yeah.
eat
Yeah,
the
the-
damn thing.
The thing was, like, that's how they took care of nightmares. That's what the show was trying to illustrate.
No, I got that. But I'm like, why are they saying, hey, I have a pumpkin. What do you have? I have an apple. Hey, what do you have? Just eat the damn
my
freaking nightmare already.
gosh.
It's like- but it was still the funniest thing ever.
Yeah,
I
they
laughed
could-
so hard.
They could have circumvented that pretty quickly, for sure.
Oh, they could have. They only had to do one. They only had to do like one food and then eat nightmare thing, and that's it.
I hate that part.
I'm sorry, Nep.
The normal reaction is to be confused by the movie, so what were y'all confused by? Like, that's, like, such a normal thing. Like, I don't know anybody that got it the first time.
Okay, there's
Justin.
just one major thing that I was completely confused. One of the main things I was confused about. Okay, so obviously everybody is back,
Yeah.
but why did Sayaka like sort of remember everything and still like have her witch form?
She was a wraith, right?
Well,
I
basically,
didn't get
it's
that.
because Madoka brought back Sayaka and Bebe, and so they weren't part of the Wraith timeline.
But
They
I
were
didn't think
witch
they.
timeline.
I'm sorry to interrupting your explanation, but I didn't think she brought Sayaka back. I thought she stayed in the afterlife with.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
how is she?
Both of them didn't come back. Like it's kind of like Madoka going to Homura as in battle, and she took 2 knights with her, which were Sayaka and Bebe, and kind of like that because
So
Madoka
brought them in.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically she brought
Okay.
them in as their forms, as their dead forms.
Okay, so why was she able to transform into the witch free of will and do crazy shit with it and then go back?
I mean, like Bebe appeared as a witch in
For
the
most
show.
of the movie.
Yeah.
No,
And then
yeah,
she
I
could
got-
transform between that and her human form at will as well. So
Yeah, but that was already a witch. That wasn't like mommy becoming the witch.
Yeah.
That was already a witch. I did not understand why Sayaka turned into a witch, did shit, and then went back to normal. Like,
I think it's like she was like a wraith, kind of like to begin with, but she could make herself look like a human. That's
Well-
how I interpreted it.
You have to remember, like, this pretty much all took place inside of a witch's ward, so...
but
So anything
but-
goes, right?
but at the very end, she still does it.
It's true.
Very end, she still does it. She stand there, and all of a sudden, the witch is behind her, and I'm like,
I think
what the hell is going? Why?
I think that was kind of like just the abstract look that, and then it disappears, and then she's lost all of her power. I think is kind of like what they were implying there.
I was gonna say, yeah, I didn't take it that way. I still took it as, hey, Sayaka knew what was going on. I'm still gonna try and fuck your shit up, and I have the switch. Just so you know.
Yeah, right before that went away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she forgot everything like right afterwards. So
See, I didn't even. She seemed the same just as soon as that scene was over, but that was just me.
yeah, like with me, the whole ending arc, just like after Homura grabs Madoka and just
Oh
kind
my
of,
god.
Yeah.
like shit goes like from 1 to 1,000 pretty much.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, like,
I was kind of expecting something bad was about to happen, but like it was a good surprise, and I'm like, oh, it's about to get real depressing, isn't it?
they went there.
And then they
Yeah.
did, and like it, all that stuff. I think I kind of comprehended in some part of my head where that went, but it did happen very quickly. I don't have like a lot of questions, like the ones that I did have, I asked already. But I guess we'll move on to like Justin. What did you think of it? Were you high on it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I don't know.
Yeah, like I said to you, and I'm actually kind of glad that Nep said he sort of didn't like it at first,
Yeah.
because I was liking it. I did like the beginning. I was like, oh, so this is kind of like maybe an alternate universe or something weird happened. And then it kept going, and it started to solve the mystery, and then all of a sudden, oh, this is Homura's witch's weird, crazy, whatever the hell Homura's doing kind of thing.
Labyrinth. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. I wouldn't expect that at all. And then all of a sudden, hey, Cube is still a fucking dick and was planning this all shit all the time, wanted all this weird stuff to happen, and I'm like, okay. And then the end happened when Homura grabbed Madoka, and I'm like, oh shit. Why are you doing this, Homura? You love Madoka. Literally, you two would be a couple. Like, seriously. If any reality besides the one that ends up in the end, you two would be a couple. Literally, the whole TV show was about you trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to do this to her? And then as soon as the whole end wiping the universe again happened, and then revealing that that Homura is now a demon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the word they used. They used
Okay.
Akuma.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when that happened, I'm like, oh, so they just introduced a new thing. This is cool. They could do more with this. And I don't know if they're going to do any more with that. And I'm like,
sure
all right,
they
that's
will.
cool.
I think it's a safe bet they're going to continue it. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
But it had its good parts. But then as soon as the end came, I was like, so the last hour and 40 minutes was completely pointless. All to just say Homura is now a demon and crazy shit's gonna happen now. She rewrote the world again.
blame Cube.
I,
Always blame Q.
Yeah.
That's a safe bet in
But-
pretty much any anime.
Well, this whole thing happened because of the last dialogue she had with Cube at the end of the TV show. Like, literally, this entire movie happened because of that.
Yeah,
but
I got that. Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Again, did we really need all 1 hour and 40 minutes of stuff when literally the end is what the whole point of the movie was? That's the way I feel. Is
Yeah.
this whole movie was just to lead up to Homura is rewriting the world and now she's a demon. She's like the big bad leader demon that now exists in the world. That's what the whole movie led up to. I don't need to see the rest. As soon as that happened, that's exactly what I said to myself. I'm like, why did I watch this? All I had to do was watch this last 10 minutes of the movie, and I would have gotten everything that I needed out of the movie.
Yeah. All right. So,
Because of the fights.
because LOL fights awesome, bro.
Well, actually, I just like that. Actually, Mommy got something to do, and
and you get murdered immediately.
yeah, it kind of like goes to show like she literally got sucker punched instead. Well, more like sucker crunched, but still.
I did.
Like she's actually capable of taking on stuff. You know, you
Yeah.
actually see it in this movie.
I did like the Homura mommy fight. That was really good.
That was
Bitch
really
finale
good.
trio is the best move ever. What?
Shut the fuck up. There is more of that in this, just so you know.
But yeah, the fight scenes and the labyrinths, I guess, the crazy, that style of art, those were great. But at the end, you didn't need them. You didn't need anything in that movie except for the end. And that's
So-
the one major problem I have with it.
So to get my general feel of the show, movie, I'll say, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was surprised that I enjoyed Madoka, the original, as much as I did. It was kind of confusing, them kind of jumping right into it. I really liked how they were subtly hinting that the world that they were in was not the real world, and that it was kind of what we had kind of become accustomed with as a witch's labyrinth or whatever.
Specifically, Homunus.
Yeah, like specifically Homura's, but like it was so like you'll just when it's like a normal shot of what you would imagine the normal world would look like, you'll see some kind of abstract aspects of it. And like for example, the people all having like these weird squiggly faces, which I feel like you could miss like really easily if you're not looking for it. And like all the people in the crowds just kind of being not human, like very clearly not human. I thought that was really clever. Like they set this kind of unease from the start that the world that our favorite characters are in is not the real world. Like they are clearly in a witch's labyrinth or some kind of abstract nightmare. And I thought that was really clever. They didn't. I mean, they eventually told you at some point, but they started showing that from the get-go, which I liked. But I liked it. I enjoyed it overall. My complaint is kind of in the opposite camp, I think, Justin, because I liked the story, and then when Homura finally became a witch, and then she died, kind of, or was ready to move on because of the law of the cycle or whatever. I was kind of ready for it to just end there.
Yeah.
When
No, I agree with that. I actually was expecting it to end there.
Madoka showed up, I was ready for it to end there, and I was going to be okay with it ending there, and then like her kind of transcending onto whatever happens next. The other two characters had Bebe and Sayaka. But then like the twist happened, and Homura's like, fuck this shit. and it went really crazy. And I'm like, I was interested, but then it just kind of felt like it went on longer than it should have. Like it overstayed its welcome a little bit. In that, like, yeah, Homura, is like, I'm gonna reboot the universe again. Madoka did this before, but fuck that shit. I'm doing it again. In order to create this world where she and Madoka could be friends, and everyone could be human, and no one would have to deal with the bullshit of magical girls and whatnot. And I liked that aspect of it. I don't think I really liked how they played it. Like, the reality was, Homura was the bad guy,
It's God versus the devil.
Yeah, it is that kind of
like they directly did that.
Endless duel of a god versus a demon, and I liked that kind of religious undertone. But
undertone?
That religious tone, just that blatant religious statement. But I was disappointed that they made Homura the bad guy. I understand why they did it, but Homura was always the character that I was rooting for the most. So just as someone who was rooting for her and really liked her and really liked her motivation, that motivation so blatantly becoming just antagonistic to the world. It was always like, I want to save Madoka, but I also want to save the world. And it just became much more selfish, which, again, that's kind of like why she became a witch and that whole engendering of her character, and I get that, but I just, as someone viewing, I wasn't a big fan of that. So, like, it ends with, like, her realizing that Madoka still has all of her power, and will eventually break free of this kind of illusion that Homer has created, and that eventually they'll have to fight, and they will be enemies. And that was just kind of a bummer. Like, the movie ended on a really kind of depressing note. And I wasn't a big fan of that, but I liked the kind of the plot that they were weaving throughout it. I just was kind of disappointed with how it ended. I did enjoy, though, in that post-credit scene, you see, like, Kyubey, and he's just all fucked up, and you're like...
Yeah, did you sit through the credits?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes, that was so perfect.
Yeah, it's just like, man, fuck you, Kyubey.
They
you got
finally
exactly what you
do,
deserve.
what he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
After all that shit. Oh, my God.
And you
But
just
now
see
is
him
he
kind of, like, horrified and twitching there, and you're like...
Yeah, the
that's
closest
about
thing
right.
he can feel to fear was that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, but now is he actually like gone? Which we know that's probably not gonna happen.
Well, obviously
But-
it's not true because he still exists in that world in some capacity, and even Homura went so far as to say, like, we still need you. Even though he was like, I'm ready to piece the fuck out because whatever this
Yeah.
love emotion is that you got going on here,
Oh, yeah.
that is too crazy to control.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and she's like, no. You as soon as you want to leave, you can't. I liked that, I'll say. I do. I'm glad that they were finally like, hey, love is the craziest and most powerful of the human emotions, and that's what drives Homer as a character, and that's why everything's about to get fucked up. I liked that a lot, honestly. So yeah, that's my general thoughts.
Yeah, like I said, I do agree with you. I did like everything in the movie, but like I said, when it got to that end, I felt like this whole thing was completely pointless just to say this. And that's just how I felt. I did like everything about it, but it's just once that part happened, it just all went away in that instant. Like, I was enjoying my time with it, and then that happened.
So, like, I wouldn't go that far. I will say, like, I thought the ending kind of was unnecessary, but I liked the journey there. I thought that kind of like that moment with that Homura shared with Madoka, where Madoka's like, I'm way too selfish to be able to leave everyone and kind of like separate myself from this world in order to save it, when in reality, like, that was contrasted onto Homura, and that's what Homura was feeling. I thought that scene was really good, and that helped kind of define that character and lead to the ending point that we actually got. But I think they could have just ended it, and they didn't. It seems like this was just kind of like a way to keep it going, which I'm sure it was, but it was just kind of just a major bummer. Like, I I don't know how you felt about it, Nap. I don't know if you like were happy with the ending, or if you thought it was kind of like a bummer or whatnot. What did you think?
Basically, it's the reason why I still enjoy the movie, because it needed that ending for me to care at that point, because I was just probably gonna be done with the series if they didn't. Like, I would probably just respectfully walk away and not bother with the movie if they didn't do that, because by the time we got to the middle point, it was getting formulaic. I was able to start guessing what was going to happen. I was starting to figure stuff out, and I was going to have the ending of Madoka just taking Homura away, and that'd be the end. And I pretty much not give a shit about the series anymore. Like, it needed that, because it's just it fits and it works, because her whole thing is she's always been about Madoka. She did it through actions, and she said it through text. Like, she just flat out said everything is for Madoka, and so it really fits, because like, even back in the TV show, like, it was obvious she loved Madoka, because like, you can't be focused on that same goal of saving a person without like doing it over and over and not giving up, because if you do, you're gonna be a witch. Like, you can't do that without just falling in love. Like, in my head, I knew that in the TV show, like, that was always an underlying thing in my head, and they finally made it like in text format for the movie. And so that really made me happy, because this is the Homura that she's been since the beginning. Like, she really would give up the world for just her. Yep. And she really did. She fucked the world over just for Madoka.
Yeah, it is kind of like interesting, because like Madoka kind of became the ultimate magical girl with like so much just anticipation and power building up to the power that she has, and then Homura became the ultimate witch. Just all the despair and love that she had lost building up to what she became.
Then I also love her falling apart, basically. Like, you actually get to see the psyche of a witch. Like, see how she's, like, just reliving the worst parts of her life over and over.
That kind of, like, quick scene where it's just, like, she falls and then turns into liquid and then she smashes her hand on herself. That was so good. Like,
and then you have, like, Sayaka saying, like, despite what it looks like, she's the one suffering the most. Like, I really love that they actually got into the witch and how it works, and give more info on that.
Yeah, that whole scene where it's just kind of Kyubey and Homura talking, and Homura kind of coming to grips with what she's become, was really good. I'm with you 100%. Like, just the art direction for this whole movie was so fantastic. Like, it was incredible how they kept kind of like using the foreground and background really well, and jumping between these abstract things, and like the illustrations and that whole pastel style of the Witch's Labyrinth they were using just so cleverly. It was absolutely incredible. Just like as a visual thing that I've seen, this was unbelievable. It was astounding for sure.
Oh yeah, fun fact, this was like actually nominated for an English award. I think it was an Academy Award or something. So you actually had like a bunch of American judge panelists having to watch this movie to rate it. Like imagine regular people seeing that.
Yeah, it's just like artistically, the art direction is superb. Like, I don't think anyone can deny that. It just looks like what they were going for was just incredible. Like, it was so good. But I'm a big fan of the Madoka style, at least as far as like the abstract witches labyrinth stuff goes.
Yeah, the labyrinth is what really stands out for me.
But does anybody like the mummy fight?
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
The mommy Homura fight? I really loved it, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Because
Yeah, like I said,
shit.
for a character that most people don't really know, it's kind of good that she actually got like an entire fight sequence to herself.
Totally.
And Homura. And, it just kind of goes to show, there's a reason why she was the senpai of everyone else.
Oh yeah, like she was a badass, and the
Like-
way that they kind of kept jumping between the Homura stopping time and then going and playing time, and the bullets just
and
bouncing
all the
everywhere.
bullet lines.
Yeah,
And
so
like how
cool.
Mami could pretty much figure out exactly what Homura was going to do before she did it.
Yeah, super tactical. And it was really good.
And how the fuck did somebody like that get eaten?
I was about to say the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah, like that's
how
the
does
thing.
this
Like,
smart person just stand there, look at the people as a witch is attacking? Like, how does that happen?
yeah,
at
I
all.
have like one theory for that, and it's because she's worked with Homura enough that she can predict her, but she couldn't predict the monster, or rather, Momoe.
Yeah, but it was just still weird that we're actually seeing how she fights, like better.
Yeah,
That she was easily distracted and
And-
looked away.
using attacks she never used.
Yeah, and didn't really focus on the witch. When, hey, you gotta fight the witch, not look at someone else, kind of thing. And it was just weird that now we're seeing how she acts in a fight, and then just going back, it just felt weird.
Yeah, I'd like to believe it's because she just has enough experience to know Homura.
Yeah, that's what it felt like when they were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
was disappointed that like right when that fight kind of cut, Bebe kind of showed up. It's like, hey, let me explain everything, and then it cut away. And they just basically implied that everything Bebe explained was what Homer kind of explained to Cube later. But I would have liked to have seen that dialogue. But whatever.
well, it was already like a 2-hour-long movie.
Yeah, it's true. It was an hour and 56 minutes.
Yeah. And then, okay, so Cube should actually just say it's like, oh my
Fuck
god,
'em.
he
Fuck them.
he basically started taking magical girls and stopping them from becoming witches, or rather, for Madoka appearing to study them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and when he does it to Homura, he realizes, wait, I just hit the jackpot. Like, I don't need to focus on anyone else anymore.
Yeah. I did like that this kind of like the build up of this movie was kind of like
Fucking Cube.
the build up was basically to get rid of Cube.
Yeah.
And
That was Madoka's plan.
yeah, the incubators were just kind of like all eyes on Homura. And then at the end of this, all of the incubators, save for one, or at least I presume, were destroyed. And Homura was kind of keeping that last one captive for reasons we don't know yet, I guess.
Yeah, like, this movie is like divided into like 3 sides. Homura's side by herself, or Madoka's side with Sayaka and Momoe, and then Cube's side by all themselves.
Yes.
Like, 3 separate objectives, and how it ends up intertwining, basically.
Yeah.
Like, basically, if Madoka and Cube had their way, it would have ended at that part, which was pretty much just Homura getting sent off. But, you have to add in the third story of Homura, and then you get that ending of her becoming the devil.
Yeah. Can you guys give me 1 second? I'm gonna reload my page. Google Hangouts me a bitch.
Okay. Do we wait?
Yes. You can
Okay.
just cut this part out.
Okay.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry. It was just telling me, "Hey, don't forget to update your drivers," and I'm like, "All right, I did," and then I refresh and now it's gone. So all good.
Okay. And then something I did want to bring up that the whole keeping people isolated before becoming a witch. That was actually a storyline in one of the Madoka mangas. And so, that's technically not a new story idea for the series, because that manga came out like 1 or 2 years ago. So that's technically not new. That concept was used as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, basically, fucking Cube.
Fucking Cube.
Fuck you, bae.
His entire goal was to control Madoka, all because of what Homura said.
Yep.
Oh,
Like the big twat he is.
And I don't think anyone can defend Cube anymore. Like, I know people from the TV show still wanted to defend Cube. He's just being logical. He's a cute little thing. Why not?
He's a cute little thing. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So being adorable makes you okay to be a fucking monster.
But after this, there's just no defending him.
No, fuck
Nope.
Cube. Fuck Cube from the beginning.
Yeah.
He was clearly just like, hey, let's manipulate this race of humans because lol.
Yeah, fuck Cube. Nobody likes that little rat bastard thing.
Exactly.
Fuck is he
Like,
even? I don't
he
even
is-
know.
He has zero redeeming qualities. Like, hey, let's use the energy magical girls release when they become witches for power sources. I'm like, hey, fuck you. How about that?
That's actually what turned me off right away from the first time I tried watching the show. As soon as this weird shit happened in episode 2, I was like, nope, I'm not watching this. I'm done. But yeah, and then I had to watch it again because Netflix.
I like him as a plot device, but he's a really great villain to hate. I'll say.
Yeah.
He's
he's
a
just a
villain
dick.
by not being a villain.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't even understand the concept.
Yep. Any favorite moments that we haven't covered yet that you guys want to touch on?
Geeky.
God damn it!
There
I
you go, Craig. If you're gonna use a song for anything, for intermissions or whatnot, you need to get that and play that.
I have the soundtrack of the movie.
Is that in there?
No.
So what the fuck?
Then fuck that soundtrack. I'll appeal to Nep's Yuri sensibilities when I really liked that moment toward the end where Madoka's like, wait, I have all of this power, and then Homura just kind of embraces her and says no, just you don't have to be anything that you don't want to be right now, and then ties her hair with her ribbon. I thought that was really good. I thought that was really sweet in a weird kind of depressing way.
Yeah.
But it's just that the power of that moment being Homer realizing I probably fucked up, but I gotta live with this now. I thought was really good.
She'll live with it as much as she can, anyway.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's kind of a fucking bummer. I mean, I'm okay with it having a sad ending. It is just it is kind of a bummer.
I think the ending is just perfect, and I'm satisfied for a while, but yeah, fucking continue it.
Yeah, I want to know what happens next. Honestly.
Yeah, I want to know what the hell Homura is gonna do now.
I'm satisfied for now, but yeah, continue, Shaft. Proceed.
Yeah, please show me more. For sure.
But,
I mean, out of the things you would introduce me to, Nap, it is weird that Madoka Magica is the one thing that I really like. I'll say. Nap, did you have any favorite moments that we haven't covered yet?
Well, obviously my top favorite is obvious, just that whole devil sequence.
Yeah.
but
I do love the scene where it's just fucking Cubase, like a bunch of Cubase floating through space. He's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
There's too many Cubase on the screen.
He's clearly freaking out, and you're like, "Yeah, you better fucking freak out."
The amount of Cubase is too damn high.
oh, remember that part where like all the Cubase say at once, I don't believe it, all at once in like an echo voice.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I laughed at that part.
So
It's like,
good.
but favorites would be like just the fight sequences, which it's the Homura versus Mommy, and then Homura versus everyone.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, like that entire sequence is just fucking everything, everywhere, fighting, just fuck, wow.
Yeah.
And then I also just like the Kyoko and Sayaka moments, like. Just,
when they're on the bus, or mostly.
I like the moment where they hold hands just for that little bit. And you're
Yeah.
Like, "Aw."
Yeah, like this is so Yuri friendly now. Like, just
Yeah, it was like let's just go down the whole bandwagon for it. But it was good. It was sweet. Like it wasn't too ham-fisted. It was a little ham-fisted, but it was pretty good.
I just fucking love that talk they have together. It was done just good enough that just fuck it. It just makes me happy.
Yeah.
That
I agree. Anything else we want to touch on?
So, what did you think of the actual quintet part where they like announced their attacks and Kyubey's an adorable puffball and just that entire beginning? What did you think? Like,
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I liked how they kind of introduced everybody in this really dramatic way. I will say, like, I was watching the whole transformation scene, which is a little bit after that.
that was so magical, girl.
It was so magical,
Oh
girl.
my god!
But it was like, hey, like, what if we took like that like 1 minute part of a magical girl anime and made it into like 5 full minutes?
Yeah.
And it was like, this is going on forever, but I literally cannot stop watching. The
I
screen.
liked the music they were playing.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, it was
it
good.
was so good, and
like,
I liked how the kind of the rhythm changed from character to character.
And I have to admit, like, Justin, you'll be happy that
Sayaka?
I like her transformation the best.
I know I know I like Sayaka, but I thought the same thing. So I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, man,
like,
this one's really good.
yeah,
really
just
good.
fuck. I
This
have
one's
to
really
admit
good.
that.
And then Sayaka's came, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna probably like this one. And then I like legit like that one the most, not just because I like Sayaka. But
Yeah,
it
it's not just a Sayaka thing. Even I have to say it's the best. Yeah, fuck.
it's okay, Nep, to agree with me.
Oh fuck.
I might have bad taste for other people, but my tastes are good once in a while. All right?
Once in a while, right?
Yeah,
I don't know,
the king's
Justin,
orders
you-
are absolute once in a while.
Jesse, your tastes line up with mine, or at least your recommendations to me line up with what I like pretty well.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Like Sayaka, I don't think you like Sayaka. I'm the only one who likes Sayaka.
Sayaka's, she's fine.
I was gonna say people probably changed after this movie, but yeah.
I liked Sayaka in the original anime.
So, what did you think of the religious, like, just parallel, basically? Like,
I really liked it. I really liked that kind of this idea that Homura is basically Lucifer, is the fallen angel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And
she's actually got nicknames because of that. Like, I don't know if anyone's finally decided on one, but I've heard like Luce Homura. No, like
I like that one.
Homucifer. I've
Homucifer.
heard Akumara. Like, just different versions, both English and Spanish. I mean, English and Japanese. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, if they were gonna go with the religious parallels, like just kind of making a character outright Lucifer and making a character outright Jesus was the way to do it. And yeah, like the way they kind of illustrate it was like, yeah, she was, like kind of the best of the best when it came to magical girls, and then the fallen angel, of course.
Like, yeah, it fits so fucking well. Like,
It does.
like when it happened, it was like, holy shit, this is completely unexpected, but fuck, it actually fits.
Yeah, and I like that the aspect that made her a demon was the quintessential aspect of human emotion, which is love. And it's just like the fact that she is a demon is because she is human. I really like that kind of undertone there. I'll say. So yeah, I was a big fan of that. Justin.
I agree. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Because I thought she said, didn't she say she said she was like Lucifer, or
She
she
said
did make a
demon.
reference?
She
said
said the word demon.
Well, she said demon, so that's what they're classifying her as. But I
Yeah.
thought she said something about her being like Lucifer, like literally saying Lucifer,
I don't think
or
so.
I
No?
think no, she kind of like implied it like when she was talking to Madoka, I think, like, or no, Sayaka, like, no, Sayaka accuses her of being like, God, what was the word? A devil? I think.
Yeah, there we go. And that, as soon as she said devil, it just, I don't know why, but whenever I think devil,
Yeah, yeah, I kind of thought
Hades
the
or
same.
Lucifer comes into mind, and for some reason Lucifer came to mind and when she said that. So
And she actually smiled at that part.
yeah, she did.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
Like I said, like the only aspect of the show or the movie that I was really kind of disappointed with was making Homura the villain, but I understand why they did it. Like I'm not kind of arguing with their rationale behind it. I was just disappointed, like, because I really liked Homura as the underdog or the character that I was rooting for. I did like that they really played up that Homura's the fucking main character in this movie. Like, fuck everybody else. Homura is the main event.
they might keep that again for whenever they continue it. Like, maybe. Like, yeah, at this point, they can go in any direction, really.
Yeah, that's
Like-
exciting. Like they could do anything with this.
Like, is it gonna? And also, what format is it gonna be? Like, is it gonna continue as a TV show? Because I wouldn't mind watching it every week again.
Yeah, like kind of like seeing it elongated as well. Just them take their time with it would be good. And if like Homura gets a redemption arc or something like that, that would be really interesting to see. So
Yeah, like there's so many different directions. Like, what do you think, Justin? Like, what can they take it to?
Well, just how it ended, they could flesh the demons out now more. Like, if there is more demons now that she did this, like, how are they created? How do they become different than witches? Or, like, just flesh out more of that, and how they can be created and how they'll be more of a threat, or how Homura will control them, or whatever Homura will do with that. That's what I would like to see.
That
'Cause-
kind of makes me worried now that you say that. Because
Because I mean, you can't just be like. I mean, I guess they sort of did that with Madoka, with pretty much becoming God, but that's kind of different how it went in the TV show.
like
yeah.
I'm starting to think it might actually turn more formulaic than ever. Like, it actually might become a regular magical girl show now. Like, what if they turn like Homura into like Queen Beryl and she just pops out another monster every week?
See, I don't think they would do that.
I
think
hope
they're-
not.
I think they're smarter than that. I
I
mean,
hope not.
I don't think she'd be doing the one changing. I think it would still be something with the magical girls. I think they would have to do something that would make them become a demon instead of a witch. Like, they might do something where if they don't let their, like, if they let their crystal go so far and then they do something with it, like something like that. That's how the demons are created. And then they become a threat like the witches are.
Well, like I mean, I might be misinterpreting this wrong, or I might just be blatantly wrong. But like, do magical girls exist in this new universe? Like, it seemed like Madoka was because her power was too much to be completely suppressed. But it seemed like the other three were they were returned to normal.
I think that's just too ambiguous to tell. Like,
Yeah, because like I said, when they show Sayaka and the witches behind her, maybe she still has those powers. I know you said
Like-
that she forgot them and became normal,
yeah,
but do we really know that? That could have been her, and she could have been like
Like,
This is me.
she-
You
that
know,
was-
I know your shit.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to act normal for everybody else. I'm not going to.
Well, Homer even went so far as to say like we should act like we are friends, otherwise even Madoka won't like you. Like,
Yeah, so
she
I
blatantly
think
said
that's
that.
what Sayaka was doing. I
Yeah,
think
that's-
Sayaka was showing her true colors by showing the witch to Homer and saying, "You fuck with anything, I'm gonna come for you. Cause look, I still have this." And then they go back to normal, being normal. So it's
Yeah.
not crazy, weird stuff going on.
But
That's
at
what
the
I
s-
took out of it.
What were you gonna say, Nap?
At the same time, like, they were like changing like every second, like the world was being rewritten. So like that could mean that she was talking right before she got rewritten herself. So she might have it, she might not. She might just forgotten it, like Madoka did. She might not. Like,
The thing that
it can
leads-
go in different directions.
The thing that
But if-
leads me to believe that magical girls do still exist is that when it showed Sayaka for the last time, when it showed her kind of like run her hand through her hair and then she walked away, she had the ring.
That's also very true. That's the
So-
other thing that made me think that.
Yeah,
That witch
I
behind
forgot
her
about that.
still perfectly. She has that witch. Whatever the hell they did with Sayaka in this movie, that witch is there. She's still a magical girl
Yeah.
because of that ring.
I think it's possible that she might not know it, but I think she's,
Yeah,
she's
that's
still,
the thing.
Yeah, if they do continue and they do continue with this version and this story,
They totally will.
Yeah,
they'll
definitely
have
will.
to explain what the heck's going on. We won't know until that happens.
Like if I were to take a stab in the dark and just kind of say like where I think they would go next is it would be another movie for sure, where it's kind of like Homura attempting over and over again to suppress Madoka's power, and eventually it's just too much for her, and then they end up fighting. And then Homura comes to the realization that she's fighting the whole reason why she did all of this, and then I don't know what would happen from there, but that if I had to guess, that's where I would say it would go. But
Yeah, that's very plausible. I totally
Mhm.
can believe that might happen.
Mhm.
I also kind of hope they just do something that surprises us and isn't like
Totally.
predictable.
Yeah.
Like I just
They like a lot of doors are open at this point. So
Yeah.
they could do whatever. I'm actually excited, so there you go.
But, yeah.
I think that wraps it up. I think unless
any
we haven't,
closing thoughts?
yeah. I
I-
liked it quite a bit. Now
Yeah.
that we've talked about it, I feel better about it as well. I'm more up on it than I was after I'd watched it.
Yeah, I went from being in the middle more towards the end, the negative side, but I'm still in the middle, but more leaning towards the good side. Like I said in the beginning, I liked the movie a lot, but it just felt like the end sort of was the main focus of when it was all said and done. That's what they were leading up to, and that's all you needed to really see.
Oh,
And
quick question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do either of y'all remember the music?
Somewhat.
Here and there. It's some of it sounded familiar. That's why I
Not
kind
the
of
cake
like.
song. Cough. Cough.
Not the K song, no.
Oh, I'll remember that one all the time. But no, some of
God.
the.
You're not the only one who's liked it. Like, I know somebody who like got into an MP3 for like a ringtone.
Oh, dude, you need to get that for me.
I
want
I'm
that.
not gonna fucking ask for that.
All right, then tell me who it is, and I'll ask him.
That's fantastic.
Oh my god! But
Now I forget what we were just saying.
the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, some of the music sounded the same as the TV show, to me, anyways.
Might have
So-
been.
Yeah, so that's really all I remember is, hey, some of this sounds familiar.
Like like the Madoka transforming music. That was
Yeah, that one. But there were some of the other ones too, like just regular music in the background just sounded really familiar. So.
But
Oh, that's all I wanted to say. It just sounded really familiar to the TV show, so it kind of standed out that way. But it wasn't like, oh, new things. I couldn't really tell where the new music was, if there was any.
yeah. Like this is actually probably the first time I actually have music stand out for me from the show, because like, well, now there's like a little bit of music I remember from the original, but for the most part it was like totally forgettable. This time, like I enjoyed the music and like I actually listened to the soundtrack, and like some of it's like really good outside of the movie. Some of it isn't. Like I don't remember where some of that goes, but yeah, like this is the first time I actually feel positive about the music. Like I have an opinion and it's enjoyable. But yeah, it's still like like I don't really pay attention to music, so it's just the closest I can get to praising music. Like well for anime.
Yeah, I understand that. Like I actually, to kind of speak to that point, I never really noticed music in a lot of mediums until recently.
Yeah.
Like, it's been starting to stick out to me a lot more recently.
Well, it always stuck out to me with games. Like that's like the most stuck out one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
everything else, not really.
I understand that, I'll say. All right, I think that wraps it up. We enjoyed it. There you go. Check it out.
And
Madoka
I've
Magica.
watched it so many fucking times now.
Yeah, Madoka Magica Rebellion, the third movie. There you go. Buena,
Bala,
buena.
Oh, fuck.
Drink.
Bala, bala, bala.
Yeah,
Buena,
it's kind
buena.
of an insult I didn't squeal for Madoka up to now.
Yeah, honestly, what are you doing?
I should have squealed more.
Let's wrap this up with this voicemail we have.
Yep.
How's that sound, Greg?
Sounds fantastic.
Were
you guys not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Did you enjoy our discussion, Greg?
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Of course, me trying to interrupt you guys. was
Trying to
awesome.
derail us as fervently as possible. We have a 6-minute and 50 number one superfan silver PR. So let's do it.
How's it going, Malicious Underground X? So PR here. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing all good and well. Let's start talking about the animes that I've seen past month.
Let's do it.
Not too much of them, and all of them are still ongoing. So let's kick it up.
Yeah, let's
start
kick
with
it up.
Captain Earth.
What?
Greg suggested me this one to start watching together. Sorry, Alex, if you get jealous. As far as the recording,
Hey, fuck you, silver PR.
I have seen until episode 7. That's pretty much what they have available on Crunchyroll.
I think
It's
Alex
good.
is jealous.
I'm
Tell
liking
us.
it, and he has one of the most insane, ridiculous mecha transformations
Yeah,
that
it
I have
does.
seen
Really
in
does.
recent memory or in my time, my life. I don't know. It's so
Whoa.
What?
the process of making the robot. It's so fucking insane. You should go and watch it. That's just
I'm
just
watching it
saying.
right now.
Just go and watch the first episode and watch the whole process of how that mecha it's built. It's insane. And that's pretty much about it because it's still ongoing. Also Naruto Shippuden, the filler episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe you King, the Sigma Omega will tell me don't watch them, skip them, wait for the
No.
good stuff.
No, watch
You know,
them.
it's like
Don't watch
heroin.
Powerful or
drugs.
Power.
Once you
It's like
get a
heroin,
taste of it,
yeah.
you just can't let it go. Ah, Naruto. That's all I'm saying.
I'm watching this transformation sequence
also-
and it is ridiculous.
AKB 0048.
AKB
One of their
48.
great suggestions, especially after me watching Idolmaster.
Yes.
This one's pretty much
Watch Spice and
a
Wolf.
good anime to follow up after that idol genre
Yes, it is.
anime. Yeah, it's idols with one of the most insane high productions that I have seen in my life.
Yes, it is.
With mechas and space and sci-fi all together. It's great. And Moe, because you need Moe in your life, right?
Yep.
And it's still ongoing. I have seen until episode 6, so I have not have a full opinion about it, but I'm liking it so far. I'm looking forward for watching the rest of it. Also, another one that I mentioned last month, but I haven't seen it.
Not that it was a month. Just to put it out there. We didn't do that.
We did.
No,
We did.
further down the road. It's called Another. Like I said, I saw the first episode last month, and I
That show is
stopped
dark.
watching it. Not because I didn't like it, it's because other things, including anime and series and television, had caught my attention. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to watching this one. And also, my final series that I've been watching is called, and sorry if I butchered the name, it's called Nise Monogatari. I
Butchered.
started watching the first 3 episodes, and it reminded me somehow to Fully Cooley in the sense of
Ooh.
how the series is presented visually and how they have their conversations, how sometimes they don't make sense, how whimsical they are. Uh, and then found out that I was watching like a sequel of a past series called Bakemonogatari. It's pretty much a follow up. So I was watching the follow up and not watching the original series, and I got confused because at some point I just saw the stuff and like, wait, what? And I made some research and like, oh, so maybe I start watching the prior series and then continue watching this one because I've pretty much got lost. But yeah, it's edgy, but not the kind of edgy gratuitous that I was, sometimes turns me off, and I'm kind of liking it. So yeah. And some stuff that it's non-anime. It's Star Wars: The Clone Wars season 6. Like I said last month, I was starting watching it, and I finished it last month. I could just say that if you're not interested in the whole deal, at least watch the last 3 episodes. It's a Yoda arc. It's pretty much the arc.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. My phone freaked out.
Spoiled too much. It makes uh notion of stuff that goes through in the first episode, I believe fourth to sixth. So it's kind of a nice. They wrap it up kind of nicely. I think it's kind of sad that Ahsoka Tano didn't make an appearance, like like really really an appearance on the series. And yeah, I hopefully in Star Wars Rebels that they're looking to launch this year at the fall, make something out of that. But I don't want to talk about non-anime stuff. Final thing before I go, not a question per se, but kind of a thing that perhaps some of you guys on the panel can explain to me and maybe the listeners. And it's about the Sailor Moon uh, relaunching. And I'm not talking about the reboot that is gonna come a couple of months from now. It's the news that Viz is gonna bring back Sailor Moon, like it was like got meant to be. They're gonna bring it out unedited, and they're gonna redub it. I don't know how good it's gonna sound, but at least they're gonna bring it unedited,
I think it'll
not
be
like
okay.
the way Toonami and USA back in the day in the 90s had it back then. And I want you guys to explain me what exactly it's unedited. I know
I can
there's
do
some lesbian themes further down the road, and that's pretty much what hold out the series when it was running on Cartoon Network because there was no way to go around with that stuff. And that's pretty much one of the things that they changed. But when it comes to visuals, the transformations, maybe the fight scenes, does all that stuff was edited at some shape or form in the series, and they're not gonna bring them like that was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
God damn it! I'm sorry. My phone is a bitch sometimes.
Pretty much it. Like I said, not much to talk about, even though this is a 6.5 minute plus voicemail, guys. I'm so sorry. I know you guys love it, but yeah,
A little bit.
apologize. Either way. But yeah, but guys, that's pretty much it. Watch those animes. Have a fun one. Silver PR signing out.
Thanks,
Alright.
Silver PR.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So, like, what's the difference between uncut and cut?
All right. was gonna
Perverted transformation sequence.
As long as there's more nerds, I'm good with that.
Well,
Oops.
really, the uncut is just the Japanese version. Japanese version is the original stuff. Nothing was changed over there either. But when it came over here, they changed things obviously because we're Americans and we're kids, and hey, we got to make sure our kids are growing up right.
And all of a
So they got rid of
sudden,
stuff.
they're like eating hamburgers and doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Baseballs and whatnot.
Yeah, and they flat out like edit the content so that it looks more American. Like there was the Yuri couple, and then there's also the Yaoi couple.
Oh yeah.
The
Mhm.
bad guys, like one of them was turned into a girl, which is actually a guy. So yeah, the
Yes.
whole relationship was guy on guy.
It's funny to learn about like how that Yuri couple, the two sailors that were in love, was like translated in France. Like one of them dressed as a guy in the French localization, to the point where like they had a male voice actor playing the male version of that character, and then when it changed into like Sailor Uranus or whatever,
I did not know
it was
about that.
it was
Oh
a
my
female
God.
voice actress. Yeah, I did some research this morning because you guys
Oh
had
my
told me
God.
about that, so I was looking into it. But I thought that was like really interesting. So
That is
But-
funny.
There's
They changed a
also
lot.
there's also stuff like cutting on an episode where God, that dorky kid ends up looking up somebody's skirt,
Yes,
and
that was in
that
the-
episode got completely cut. Like it doesn't exist in English. You got stuff like Usagi getting her ass spanked by her mom to wake up. What else?
that's goofy.
And she does it to Chibiusa later on as well.
Like the way I look at it is like by today's standards, American television is almost kind of in line with European television as far as relaxation when it comes to sexually explicit content. But back in like the early '90s and '80s, like it was like a whole nother set of rules. Like
Oh,
they were
hell yeah.
way more prude,
Mhm.
which is really it's kind of crazy to think that so much has changed in 20 years. But yeah, there you go.
But yeah, those are like the big changes. Cultural stuff like that. The yaoi and the yuri, and also like the occasional like moments the Sailor Scouts have with each other, which are stuff like Amy and Makoto like bonding to the point that it's shippable.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be really cool seeing that kind of uncensored.
Yep.
Yeah. So to the translation thing that he was also talking about, right now
yeah, that
on Hulu and Neon Alley, you can watch the sub version, which is the original stuff that came out in Japan that you are getting, and that's subbed. I don't know how many episodes each week are going to be coming out, but they're coming out every Monday. So then there's that, and then later in the fall, they are completely redubbing Sailor Moon to that original Japanese videos
Mm-hmm.
and bringing it out here. So then you can watch it dubbed. So you got both of those coming out during the year, as
And-
well as Sailor Crystal coming out.
They're also gonna
Yes.
like stick to the Japanese names and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
you know,
Sure deal.
the names Serena, Derry, and Melvin, all those names are gone.
Yeah. It's gonna be the actual names. That
What
the
is Sailor
characters
Moon's
will
actual name?
Usagi.
Usagi Sugino.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it means like moon bunny.
use.
Ah.
Yeah. And I imagine, I don't know this for sure. This is me kind of speculating that the new cast that they will get for the dub will also be the same cast they'll use for Crystal, which is the manga version of the anime, from
Mhm.
the way it was explained.
Yeah,
to
that's
me.
probably what's going to happen.
So that would make sense.
Basically, what's her name? The person that does Sailor Moon is basically going to say, allow the people that are going to do the dub for the new uncut to do the next one.
Yeah,
But
Which
she's
would make-
selecting them.
which would make total sense. But basically, it'll be similar to the Full Metal Alchemist versus Brotherhood situation, where there's the original anime that's getting redubbed, and then this anime that is a reboot based on the manga is going to.
It's
hopefully be
probably not going to be that long because I read manga as it was getting re-released. Like I think the last volume came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said it was only going to be like 20 episodes or something like that.
This first season, I don't know if there will be more, but this first run is 26 episodes.
Yeah, from what it sounded like this was it. Like that
They
was going
can
to be it.
probably get it all done in 26 episodes. Like the actual
I'm
main
fine
story
with
was pretty concise. Like it didn't have like entire episodes dedicated to like Usagi's little brother asking out a girl or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I still remember those episodes.
I'm sure we will do it as an anime of the month.
The Sailor Moon says stuff. Oh, fuck. Shit.
Not as good as what's under Kakashi's mask. I'm just.
All that episode.
Oh, fuck, the
But
memories.
that's it for the show, Greg.
It is. That is it. Thank you, Silver PR, for the lovely voicemail. If you want to send a voicemail like Silver PR does, or just send an email, you can email us at mupxmail@gmail.com. Yep. Our brother podcast is Irrational Passions, a.k.a. at IrrationalPod on Twitter.
Yep.
And following that, our Twitters are, I am at Gregory Blaney, all one word. We have at Mr_Nep. At,
Mr. spelled out.
yes, Mr. spelled out. At Alfighter27, sounds just like that. And at the Sigma Omega.
The all capital THE, or else it just doesn't work. It just doesn't compute.
Nope,
Yep.
not at all.
Doesn't
Not
work
really,
at all.
but-
Not
Whatever.
one little bit. With that other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes. Follow the show on Twitter at MaliciousPod, and tell a friend, please. It helps.
Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love, man.
Yeah,
And herpes.
and herpes, and any other sexual transmitted diseases.
Of course.
The anime for next month, Alex.
So, it's my choice. I
It
thought
is
of a
your
lot.
choice.
I went
Dum,
through a
dum,
lot of
dum.
different options. I'll say a couple. I wanted to do Akira, but I didn't want to pussy out and do a movie podcast
Another movie.
because that would have been 3 in a row, and I'm like, fuck that. I did want to do maybe a double feature of Studio Ghibli movies, but I chose against it. So I ultimately decided
Build
on
up, build up, build up.
build up. I ultimately decided on something that I think we can all get behind.
Fuck
next
you,
month-
Alex.
Probably, actually, Mr. Net probably can't get behind it because he fucking hates it. Next month
Oh,
we
wait, I
are
jumped too early.
watching the 26 episode series Cowboy Bebop,
Ooh.
and we will finally put an end to the discussion of whether or not Cowboy Bebop is good. It has been too long since I've watched it, so I don't even know if my adult brain can handle it. And I know Nep isn't a huge fan of it, but we are going to watch it and definitively find out. I believe most of it can be streamed at AdultSwim.com for reference.
Yes, they pretty much just like have that show by the balls at this
So,
point.
if you'd like to watch it for free, you can watch it there. You can purchase it on Amazon or any other anime selling services, of course. But 26 episodes, Cowboy Bebop. We will not be watching the movie. We will be watching just the anime. And
Movie
yeah,
not canon.
movie not canon, at least in this case. So
Neither
That's
is GT.
that's what,
Fuck you, GT.
that's what we will be watching. Also, a couple other ones that I thought I was thinking about maybe Pokemon the first movie, but I decided against it.
That is so fucking expensive to get.
Yeah, it is a pricey get for sure.
All right, guys. So Cowboy Bebop will be the next anime that we're gonna watch. I'm excited. I already have that on my shelf.
Yes,
Me too.
I knew you'd be pumped about it. So
Awesome. All right. So we'll be back with next time on Malicious Underground X.
See you next time, cowboy. Right.
That's true. Or just stay gold, Steve Bloom.
stay
All right, Nep.
always.
So what do you got for us?
I'm still writing.
You
All
son
right,
of a bitch.
that's fine. I can go pee while that's happening. Are you glad with my choice, Greg?
Yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think you were gonna do that so quickly.
There you go. I mean, we had talked about it, so it was in the back of my mind.
We did.
I had a lot of trouble finding one because I was just looking at all romance animes. I'm like, everyone's gonna fucking hate these. So I'll pick something
Probably.
that maybe somebody will like. So
Yeah, no. Once I finish this anime and finish watching the Madoka movie, which is now downloaded, I can watch that. I will start Cowboy Bebop.
Well, I'm actually kind of glad that he did not do a kind of a romance-esque.
Yeah, I didn't.
Not because I didn't want it. I was actually expecting him to do it, but
Because you're gonna pick one.
I have a list of a
God
certain amount of anime.
Wow.
You guys have like a very specific taste, and you stay in that range continuously
I
forever.
don't really plan mine out. I just pick
Well-
stuff before.
Well, I was just going to be picking out stuff, but at the same time, me and with the help of Alex, and I think Greg chimed in too, with the little rule, if you don't have an anime, it's kind of up to the other two people to pick one. So I just have a couple picks in my little stash to pull from if that needs to happen, and they're all different variety of animes. They're not the same genre, so
Mhm.
that's why I keep them there so I don't forget them too.
I already have the anime that for when I'm up after you, Justin. So in July. It will
Yeah,
be.
so I mean, it was all depending on what Alex picked, and so I think I'm actually going to pick the one anime now, and save the
gonna be-
rest.
I'm,
What?
I'm interested. You don't have to tell me. So
Well, it is a slice of life.
I'm
anime.
kind of enjoying like not knowing and just finding out, right?
Well, that's all I was gonna say. It is a slice of life anime, and that's actually why I was kind of hoping Alex didn't choose one, because I did want to choose this anime for my pick. But if he was going to choose a slice of life anime, I was going to go with another choice because I want variety.
yeah, no, I'm down with that. I'm down with anything variety. I love the choices so far. I mean, well, other than
Sword art.
Sword Art, which I'm not gonna let go.
That's fun.
That was like 40 minutes of just you getting attacked.
Pretty much.
And I had to keep myself mute. I would have defended you if I could.
If you watched it, Nev, you could have, but
But that means I have to watch it.
I only interrupted the Madoka conversation because I could still talk about it due to the fact that I, watched the show. But I'm like, from what you guys are saying, like, I don't really know if I really want to watch the movie or not, just because it didn't, I don't know, kind of turned me off a little bit more than before.
Like I said, just watch the ending. If you want to watch the fight with Mommy and the cake scene, watch those.
He's gonna enjoy the mommy moments.
Yeah, you would like the Mommy moments. But if you really don't want to watch it, literally just watch the last like 20, 30 minutes of it. If you don't want to watch everything.
How hard was I derailing any of you that entire time?
I was laughing at a couple of them.
I giggled a couple times. You were fine.
I wasn't trying to be like super annoying, but I kept finding things that I was like, this might be really funny.
Just
Okay,
search Madoka ferociously.
I'm gonna focus on writing this. I'm taking off my headset so I can't hear you guys.
That's
fine.
fine.
Hey,
So you can talk shit about me and I won't know.
And this is
Okay.
crazy.
All right, sounds good.
Literally.
But here's a contract, so become a magical girl, maybe?
I hope you guys aren't talking about me.
We are.
Totally.
So fuck
Um,
that Nep guy, am I right, guys?
I was really surprised that you chose Bebop, though, Alex. I was really
I
expecting
knew
you to choose
that
something completely
I would
different.
get you with that. Like I was looking at a couple of things, but like nothing. I wanted something that we could all kind of get behind at least a little bit. I know Nep isn't a huge fan of it, but I think he'll be fine with watching it.
I'm interested to see what we come up with by the end of it, if you actually think that it stands up to being...
But like I had told you, like I haven't watched it in my adult life, and it's a very adult themed show with
It
a
is.
lot of
I mean, on
serious
the back of,
undertones.
on the back
So,
of the box, it actually says it's considered one of the best animes of all time.
yeah. So like watching it with my more mature mindset is something I'm really excited about. And like it's something that we were bound to talk about at some point, and I'm really curious to see what we have
It's
to
the
say.
ultimate classic anime. Like, when it comes down to it, it is pretty much the pulp culture classic.
But like it was to the point where like I was like, because I wanted to choose something right, like not shitty. I was getting close to messaging Justin and saying like, listen, I'm not gonna have anything ready.
You want to know what's funny? The pick that I have that I already have for my pick.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't think of one, I was actually going to suggest this one to you.
Okay.
If you want to keep it a surprise, you can. But if you really want to know what it is, I can DM you on Twitter because they don't want to know what it is.
You can DM me. I'd like to know.
Okay.
Ahead of time.
I'll do it right now. I'll actually send you the wiki.
But like, yeah, I was stressing about it because I was watching so much stuff that I knew like you guys wouldn't be into, but I was really hyped on, and yeah, I was worried about it. But I'm glad I like came to a consensus quick enough that I was like, yeah, like I know Greg will love it.
What the fuck am I writing?
I know.
I'm not reading it.
Justin will be fine with it. And I really wanted to watch it. So
Yeah. Wait, when's the last time you watched Bebop?
I like 2001.
No, Justin.
College. I don't remember which year, but I watched it in college, so I have a good idea of what I remember. And all I do remember is I wasn't one of the haters of the ending.
Oh, I love that ending, but
I remember the ending making zero sense to me. So
I was gonna say it might make more sense now.
I'm sure it will. Like I'm excited to rewatch it.
I just don't want to spoil anything.
No, it's fine. Don't say anything.
But
we'll talk about it next month.
I think it's been like since last spring when I watched the show, the anime completely. I love it.
Yeah, my brother was over when he was picking up Gus the other day. I was talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I've been watching a lot of anime recently. He's like, yeah, man, Cowboy Bebop is still like such a high piece of art for me. And I'm like, you should really fucking take the time to watch Kids on the Slope. And I explained to him kind of the premise of it.
And it's made by the same people that did Bebop.
And it's made by that same Dream Team. And he got like really excited about it because it has so much to do with music. And I told Ethan. Ethan was like, yeah, that sounds fucking amazing because Ethan loves music. So
Bebop is literally the epitome of nothing is the exact same in music-wise. Like every episode has different music.
Yeah.
And I have all the soundtracks on my iPod, and not a single song sounds the same.
All right. I see the word romance, and I'm already on board, Justin.
Yeah, just don't. I was gonna say it. What I told them is it is a slice of life anime, and depending on what you chose, which I was actually thinking you were gonna choose a slice of life anime.
I was considering two other ones. So that was.
If you would have chose one of those, I wouldn't have chose this. I would have chose something else. But since you didn't choose one, this was what I wanted to watch, and I'll DM you some more information because I don't want to say.
Okay, I got something.
Is it good?
Do you have your headphones on now?
Yeah.
Hey, when you write these from now on, can you try to keep them in the length of how long the sound clip is for the DBZ ending?
I can always speed up how fast I read them.
It's because when I do it sometimes and they go a little overboard, I have to like cut the clip and then match up the audio so that it can keep going. Like it's not a big problem, but I'd just appreciate it if it stayed inside that clip, so I didn't have to do like 3 different cuts of before the end to extend it.
That's what I've had to do before.
Yeah, get on Nep's level. I'll just read it faster. Don't worry about it.
Alright, I sent you another DM to say a little bit more, which I don't want to say because I sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I need to watch more slice of life stuff. I haven't watched enough. I think that's a genre I can really get into, but I'm stupid, like Nep always says, so. Alright, so let me read this fucking shit.
Oh, I haven't even looked at it yet.
The Malicious Crew made a terrible mistake. Justin and Alex have found out the password to editing Nep. Oh, god damn it. After much modifying, Nep has become Nep 2.0 GT. Now with an absolute yaoi love for Alex. Oh, no. Talks about Supergirl every chance he gets. Alex, I love you in the most homoerotic way possible. By the way, have you guys read the newest Supergirl issue with this much? Nep, I'm going to have you read this in quotes.
Oh, fuck. No, fuck you.
No, I'm not going to do like a fucking Nep impression, alright? That's not fair.
And you have to sound like a robot too.
I
With
can
this
actually do
much
that.
conflict of programming, Nep has gone past Magical Saiyan Boy and has become Demon Saiyan 4 in order to become canon. Greg, Alex, and Justin form a truce to become the Magical Boy Trio to stop evil Nepsifer.
Oh my
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Will our heroes succeed in bringing back the old Nep, or are the magical boy powers no match for Nepsifer's tentacles? Find out next time.
Multiple testicles.
On
Tentacles.
the Tentified. The next Tentified
love
episode
that
of
so
this.
much.
This is incredible. This
So,
might be the best one ever.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, this one is really good. And what you should do now, once this is published, and everybody can read it and not read it, hear it, you should change your Twitter name, like not your Twitter name, but like the one that is, I
Oh
guess,
my
your real
god.
name.
What?
Change it to
Two.
Nepsifer.
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 Oh my god.
You know what's hilarious? What I would find hilarious if we
I
managed to like take all these next time I'm up and have Alex read them all in an order and make that an entire audio clip and then put it up.
All back to
Oh
back
my
as an individual episode. I can do that
Yeah, dude. If you
because
did
there's
that,
a couple
that,
that I haven't read. So
would be
Each season,
amazing.
like do each 12 episodes, so like a season
Oh my god.
each year of
We could
all
probably
of them.
like make that like a
From that year.
0.5 or something.
You should work on that after I get the show out, Alex. And then
okay,
put
I'll
them
see
out.
what I can do.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
I
Just
don't
one
know.
large continuity.
I don't know if I'm ready for this, but are you guys ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
My mute button is ready.
I guess I can't mute.
Alex, anyone take
cannot
that?
mute.
Alex screws up 3 times. 3 times. Anybody take her?
I've only ever screwed up once before. I'll have you guys know. So fuck you.
I'm gonna guess that Net messes up.
I'm sure, but like at least Greg can kind of cut around it and make it okay. So
True.
That's what I did the last time. You
Yeah,
should
I
hear
fucked
the
up a
last-
lot.
He fucked up like 4 times,
Oh
and
my
I fixed every
So-
single one like a goddamn wizard.
Who read last month's? I wasn't
Nep
here.
did.
for
He
it.
read his
Me.
own thing.
Did
Oh
you
my
do the deep voice and everything?
I tried.
He tried.
That's awesome. I need to go listen to that now. Next time. All right. Please, if you are Justin and or Greg, mute yourself because I can only handle so much. Are you ready, Nep?
I guess.
Do you want to run your lines for a moment? See if you can.
You
get
just
through
want me to
that?
say the line.
Oh, I totally do. I can mute myself and you can say it, and then Greg can cut it out if you want, if that'll make it easier.
Well, that would just mean more editing for him.
Yeah, but he's Greg. Fuck him. Love you, Greg. All right, let's do this then. Ugh, boy. I'm never ready. That's what I've always decided. All right. Next time on Malicious Underground X. The Malicious crew have made a terrible mistake. Justin and Alex have found out the password to editing Nep. After much modification, Nep has become Nep 2.0 GT. Now with an absolute yaoi love for Alex, Nep talks about Supergirl every chance he gets.
Alex, I love you in the most homoerotic way possible. By the way, have you guys read the newest Supergirl issue?
With this much conflict of programming, Nep has gone past Magical Saiyan Boy and has become a Demon Saiyan 4. In order to become canon, Greg, Alex, and Justin form a truce to become the Magical Boy Trio to stop evil Nepsifer. Will our heroes succeed in bringing back the old Nep? Or are the magical boy powers no match for Nepsifer's tentacles? Find out next time on the tentified episode of Malicious Underground X.
Oh, Greg, you were laughing the whole time, weren't you?
The moment he said Nepsifer is when I lost it.
I can't believe I got through that.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, shit. The shit I come up with.
Oh man, that was beautiful. Oh my
I should have
God.
said triple X. That would have been made it.
Oh, my God.
Oh fuck me.
Oh boy. Well, bravo to you, Nep. That was absolutely wonderful.
God, I love these.
I
This is
always
the best
enjoy
idea
that.
we've ever come up with.
Oh,
ever.
totally. It's the saddest thing is like those people that don't listen to the end of the show never even hear it. They never hear the best part. Oh man.
Oh god.
All right, let's do titles.
If Irrational Passions did something like this, I don't think I could handle it.
No, I don't think I could do it every week. Is the thing. That would ruin it.
That's true.
I'm
Alright,
glad
guys.
that you guys enjoy my stupid kind of Dragon Ball Z voice.
It's pretty good, actually.
I always love doing it. So
Yeah. Oh,
Tentified.
should that be a title?
Tentified.
Oh my god.
No, Nepsifer should be a title.
Yeah.
Fucking fair.
Somewhere along the lines.
I don't even want to know what the other ones are. We're calling it
Yeah,
next.
right?
Alright.
It's
Oh
gonna
my
be-
god.
That's
well,
true. It's
just for the sake of the
saying
audio,
the titles.
we got Nep has swirly eyes. Greg is the ultimate fanfic writer.
Yep.
Nepper's gonna nep. Goku da. Getting songs stuck in your head. Magica colored car and Nepsifer.
It's obviously
Nepsifer.
Nepsifer by far.
Oh
Yeah.
god damn it.
That's pretty good.
And that entire part exists only in the end that people might not even get to.
Yeah.
That's
And-
cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
their
already
fault.
have a fantastic idea of what I want to do.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
It's going to involve some sort of Mexican and probably some sort of devil.
Oh my god.
Nev, you've made it. This is your second title you've made it into.
There's a bingo card of the devil for Mexico.
Oh, God.
All right. Find
Better
it,
you
Greg.
could just send me a picture of your face and we could put the words on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
send us a picture of your face so I know what you fucking look like.
You know, I'm gonna probably just Google a face and pretend it's mine.
That would be pretty. As long as it's like a really Mexican face.
You know what? If you keep saying stuff like that, eventually you'll just post your face and we'll think it's fake.
That's the best part.
Like, that's... You don't understand that, Neb. No matter how... You can send us faces every day, and eventually one of them's gonna be yours, and we're not even gonna know it.
Maybe one day.
One day, show us that picture of you and Nabashin, all right? I can't believe he fucking met you. He described me, or he described you to me as not super Latina. That is that a compliment? I don't know. Like,
Okay.
is the Mexican food in Texas good, Nip?
What the hell?
Wow.
That was a serious question.
You just want to know anything about me right now?
Yeah, honestly, no. Well, I think it's like somebody on Twitter, one of the Retroids gang, keeps fucking tweeting me saying anytime I tweet about Chipotle, he's like, "Get a state with real Mexican food," and he's from Texas. I'm like, "Fuck you, man! All right, this is what I got. All right."
Does this work for you guys? Hold on, I just found something.
Oh,
this
God,
might be
what?
very entertaining if this works. I'm just gonna put it
I'm
in
sure I will love it.
What are you doing? Where is it?
just
Now
at the
give
bottom
him
of the page.
give him a little mustache, and then you're all set. Or a big mustache.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right, who wants to do the
That
title?
actually works. You just, yeah, literally just a mustache would work.
Well,
Or a Mexican hat.
Justin and myself did the
Or
title, I
both.
guess.
I want Neff to do the title. I want him to say
I do
Nepsifer.
God damn it!
All right, Justin, you say the episode number, and then Nep, you say Nepsifer.
Okay. Literally the end of the episode. People have to listen to.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know
Yeah.
what episode number this is. 13?
13. Lucky number 13.
Oh my
Congrats,
god, that
number 3.
actually 13.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh my
That is pretty fucking great. How did that work out?
Magic.
Greg released this on the 13th.
Nep's a magical boy.
Yeah, let me release it on the 13th. It's May 21st.
Yeah, can we get it out before then, ideally?
Just use Nepsifer's superpowers.
Let's try and
Just
get it out.
let me
in
wait till
May.
June 13th to release the episode. Neff.
Yeah, exactly. Just hold on to it.
You got 10 days, Greg. You can make it happen.
I will have it done probably by, I don't know, maybe Monday.
Oh, that would be great. All right, Justin, come on.
I was waiting for everybody to be quiet, alright? I gotta
You can do it any way
Let-
you want. Just so you know.
Nepsifer
You are
relax.
saying the
Be ready
number.
for this.
Yeah, Nepsifer, please.
You ready, Nepsifer?
Fucking hell.
Hashtag Nepsifer.
Hashtag Mr. Nepsifer.
Oh my god.
Love you, man.
All the love. Alright. This is episode 13 of Malicious Underground
No,
X.
you fucked it up. Don't
I
even
know I
act
did.
like you didn't.
I know I did.
You do it again.
This is Malicious Underground X, episode 13.
Nepsifer.
Tentified.
Okay,
better be
that
loud.
actually gives an even better picture than I can use.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to use the Dante's Inferno, Lucifer?
All right. Thanks, everyone who watched the video version. We love you guys.
Yeah.